Ruben Loftus-Cheek was at his mum's house when he got the text from the England camp. It's been a long time coming for the AC Milan midfielder. A string of injuries sparked a 7-year absence from the England camp.
A lot of that period was tough mentally for my head, you know, with the injury and trying to come back and feel good again. And after that, I'd say after about a year and a half, 2 years, I felt myself again.
England's World Cup qualifier against Andorra is live on Saturday afternoon here on talkSPORT. So too is the trip to Serbia on Tuesday night. Now, Alexander Isak is in great spirits ahead of Sweden's World Cup qualifier against Slovenia. That's according to Jon Dahl Tomasson, who says he'll treat the British record transfer with care.
So is he able to play 90 minutes? Of course not. Are we going to do stupid things? No, we are not going to do any stupid things with him. So we have a plan, but he's smiling and he's happy to be here.
Never mind Kevin De Bruyne and Luka Modric moving to Serie A this summer. It's all about an Englishman knocking on the door of 40. That's according to Italian football expert Daniela Fischella, whose fantasy football WhatsApp groups are abuzz.
There's only one name that is circulating since a couple of weeks, and that's Jamie Vardy. Everyone wants Jamie Vardy. It's really almost a marquee signing that has overshadowed the other signings that come to Italy, from De Bruyne to Modric this summer. And you must say, I mean, Cremonese are really pulling all the strings. We've seen the pictures earlier of Vardy next to a violin. So they've made already a new nickname, Stradivardi.
Novak Djokovic says he's got a couple of days to get his body ready to face Carlos Alcaraz on Friday in the US Open. How does he feel about the fact that everyone in New York is expecting another Alcaraz versus Sinner final?
We don't need to spend words about two of them. You know, we know that they're two best players in the world. Everybody's probably expecting and anticipating the finals between two of them. I'm going to try to mess up the plans of most of the people, and let's see.
And minimum salary requirements have now been introduced in the top 2 tiers of women's football. That's part of a series of reforms being implemented by the new governing body. All your latest is at talksport.com.
Good morning. Coming up to 5 minutes past 6 o'clock, talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark. Get the UK's best used car deals guaranteed. Gabby's alongside me.
Good morning, Alan. How are we, mate?
All right.
I'm very, very well.
Rain was a murder yesterday.
No.
I didn't go anywhere. I went back to Canary Wharf and I thought, I'm going nowhere. And I sat and watched telly all day, all night.
Do you know what it feels odd as well? Looking at this window now, 6:05.
What window?
The window in the studio, in the control room, but it's still dark. Winter's arrived, Alan.
Yeah.
It's here. The rain just come yesterday. I feel everyone's the same. Kids are back at school, getting to a routine.
It was dead coming in this morning.
Was
no
it?
traffic, none at all.
Well, everyone working from home.
There was, honestly, I said to Billy, so what's going on here? It's like Sunday morning.
Yeah, it feels like that, doesn't it, mate?
Anyway, so apart from that, you're good, you're well?
All well,
kids are
mate.
Good?
Yeah, all well. Kids back at school. Nice to get a routine back into them. Had a nice weekend, chilled. Just watched the football. So much football to watch nowadays.
Ooh,
yeah, just a chilled one, mate.
Dare I bring up Villa?
I know, man. I was at the game. Al. I said to Ali on Monday, I said, I've never seen a team play that 3 centre-halves as well as Crystal Palace. Honestly, every time Watkins received the ball, or Rodgers, 2v1, 2v1.
Well, then change it. Change it. Villa have got to change it.
Put an extra man up front.
Yes.
Maybe play 2 up front against
Absolutely.
the 3. And especially Crystal Palace. Last 6 games, they've beaten Villa 5, drawn 1. So it seems like every time we play them, Unai Emery can't get the better of Glasner.
Did they have 2 wide players playing?
Who, Villa?
Yeah.
Yes.
Unless they're getting the ball, the passengers.
Yeah, but the problem with the wide players when they got the ball was the wing backs of Crystal Palace were so good at getting back into a 5. Yeah. So all times you had 3-on-1 on Watkins with the centre half. So they played that formation very well. And I don't blame Oliver Glasner for threatening to quit if they let Gahey go, because he's thinking to himself, I've won the FA Cup, I've got you into Europe, we've had a great start to the season. If you're not going to back me, you're not appreciating me.
So what they're going to do now, though, with Gahey, right? So his contract's up. Is it the end of the season? See you later, boys, isn't it? Unless they come up with colossal amount of money.
I don't think he'll sign a new contract. That's going to have to be a crazy contract with a release clause that's 40 million, something quite low. I think he plays to the end of the season. Even January, what's the point? You're only going to get 15 million for him. Yeah. You might as well keep him for 5 months.
And Gabby, let's not kid ourselves. We know that if he sits tight and plays to the end of the season injury-free, walks away with, at least 50 grand.
But Al, his character, I think he would have been quite angry maybe because it was so close to being done. But I'm sure it's forgotten now. He'll be an
50 mil, not 50 grand.
He'll be an outstanding player for Crystal Palace this season. He'll get on with it. And in his head, he'll say, I'll just go at the end of the season, no problems. I'll get more money than I would have got.
But let me ask you, and we'll move on because we've done a bit of this yesterday. And I don't want to bore people. He was the guy. He was the good guy.
Yes.
No, I'm not. There's no tools down here. I'm going to train hard. I'm going to work hard. Scored a cracker at the weekend.
Oh, that was a great goal.
And he doesn't get his wish. The others get their wishes.
There's a saying, isn't there? Good guys finish last.
Yeah.
The guys that kicked up a fuss, they got their way in the end on transfer deadline day. It sets a bad example, doesn't it, for players going forward?
I agree.
You want to leave, no problem. 5 years left, 4 years left, 3 years left. Kick up a fuss, say you're not playing, you'll get a move.
Yeah. We're only 3 games into the Premier League, but we already had our first international break. England have a World Cup qualifier, a double-header against Andorra and Serbia, both live here on talkSPORT. Ahead of it all, talkSPORT's England correspondent Faye Carruthers has been speaking to the England players. One of those is Villa's Morgan Rogers, who's just been talking about Villa, who had this to say on the poor start to their season.
Yeah, it's not been easy, I think. For different circumstances, for different reasons, it just quite hasn't clicked, and that's okay, that's fine. It's only been 3 games. We know that, we know what our level is, we know how good we are, we know how good we can be, so it's nothing to worry about, but obviously it's still something to look at and to improve and to learn from and to see that we're not quite at the level and haven't quite been, and you get punished in the league no matter who you play, and yeah, that is just one of them things, but we know we'll be fine, and we'll soar up the table soon, no doubt about it.
So, Gab, Villa manager, has he seen himself undercooked this in pre-season, or is he not panicking?
No,
Very experienced man.
Yeah, I don't think it's about pre-season. I think there's been big problems with the finances at Aston Villa. The wages are too high. They had to get the wage bill down, PSR reasons. I mean, you look at the net spend now. Aston Villa is the lowest in the Premier League, 15 million.
See,
the lowest.
Good. After last year,
our net spend is 15 million. Even the Jacob Ramsey money, we couldn't go out and spend it all because we had to be in profit of players that we have sold. So Villa will be fine. It's been a disappointing start to the season now, but look how fantastic it has been since Unai Emery come in. It's not a time now after 3 games to get on the players back, to get on the managers back. Asensio left, Rashford left, Jacob Ramsey has left. Only on the transfer deadline day they got to bring a top player in Harvey Elliott in. Jadon Sancho, I'm not sure about. We'll see how he does. Lindelof is good cover. So I think Aston Villa finished top 10 this season. I don't think they finished in European places.
No, did they have chances, Gab? Where's the goals coming from?
Al, honestly, mate, I was doing the co-coms for the game for talkSPORT, and I was right behind the Gahey goal.
How'd that go?
Not great again, I'm joking.
Ali was about something.
But I was behind the Gahey goal out. But Crystal Palace just sat back. They're frustrated, Aston Villa. We were lacking ideas. We were lacking that Harvey Elliott to get on the ball and make something happen. And it's the first game I've seen in about 3 years where the Villa fans had left really early.
Do you know what? I'm gutted. If I knew you were doing it, I'd listen, because I'm told there's one or two interesting moments.
Here we go.
Crystal Palace are Aston Villa's bogey team.
Number 26, Lamar Bogart.
They certainly are. I was actually glad that Crystal Palace won in the Europa League, because I thought to myself, we might lose them in the final.
Well, who knows how far Palace will go, as you say, in the Conference League.
I know, thank God they're not in the Europa League, because I'm sure they'd love to play us in the final, Joe.
Do you know what happened? Al? Because it's so loud in the stadium, I didn't know that he'd heard me. I didn't hear his first reply. That's why I repeated it. Don't worry, I'm not going crazy.
Sorry, what was that?
You lot are funny. Out of 2 hours, they pick up on that. Very funny guys.
Faye Carollo's also sat down with Jared Bowen just a few days on from his West Ham side, earning a brilliant win, by the way, their first win of the season. But his main focus was fighting for his place with the national side now.
Playing for your country is, the biggest honour for anyone. So there's always going to be competition. I think since I've been in camps, there's always been competition, and I think players thrive off that competition because you want to bring the best out of yourself, but you also want to bring the best out of your teammate as well. So competition is always good.
So what advice you give to Gerard Bowen? Don't wear flip-flops for dinner, or what advice would you give him, Gab?
I think he just got to continue as he played in the last game against Forest. The way he took that goal on the half-turn, fantastic finish. And for the manager to call him up again, he must see something in Jared Bowen that he wants to see a bit more in England's shirt. Can you take a bit more chances? Can you express yourself more when you're playing for your country like you do at West Ham? But the competition for places are there, Al, and some of the players that are in this England squad, their form hasn't been great for their club. And you've got players who have been on fire. Jack Grealish.
Yeah.
How unlucky for him to miss out. I'm sure he'll be pushing for next month's England squad. Can he get a call up? So the competition in those places, Palmer's not in the squad, remember? Foden. So Saka.
First game, though, was easy peasy. The Serbia game is much tougher.
Oh, Serbia will be, 100%. But like we've seen with England before, Al, if you're not at it, these teams will frustrate you. They will get a result against you. But whoever's in this squad now, take it seriously, because there's not many meetups before the World Cup squad is announced.
Yeah, no, it comes round so quick, doesn't it? Okay, stay with us on Breakfast. You'll hear more from our exclusive interview with Jared Bowen throughout the morning. We'll be focusing on West Ham and whether the fans are unrealistic with their expectations. I don't think they are. Reports are this morning that protests have been organised against the board now. 03717 223344. Listen, West Ham for me is a big football club with massive home and away fans.
Or maybe it doesn't help when majority of the West Ham fans were forcing the board to get rid of David Moyes after the fantastic job David Moyes done at the club.
Well, this is reoccurring, is it? It's not just West Ham with David, is it? David's done good jobs, I think, wherever he's been.
No, I know, Al, but we were on here saying, hang on a second, he's won the Europa League conference, I think back-to-back top 10 finishes for the club. And now look at you, since he's gone.
Yeah. So the full interviews with Bowen and Morgan Rogers are also available on the talkSPORT Daily podcast. Coming up, we're going to turn our attention to the back pages and ask the question, is the football community losing faith in the Football Association? There's a couple of big stories about it. That's coming next. talkSPORT Breakfast, Alan Brazil and Beyonce Agbonlahor. It's a very happy 44th birthday, Gab. 44 she is now.
What's she
The
been
American beauty. She is brilliant.
Oh, she's stunning now, yeah.
Brilliant.
Stunning.
She's well regarded as many as one of the greatest artists of all time, by all accounts. And as the alcohol is to prove it, she holds the record for the most Grammys. 35 wins and 99 nominations as of early 2025, having won every major category, including the coveted Album of the Year for Cowboy Carter in 2025. Talking about Cowboys, we're going to talk about the Dallas Cowboys.
Yes.
Later on, the start of the NFL. Big Ginge, is he coming on, or is he having a big breakfast? Her other major accolades include being the most awarded artist at the BET Awards, the NAACP Award. I'm like, hold on, why are you putting this down? You know, who knows what these awards are? Give us a break, will you? Can't we talk something exciting about Andorra? Soul Train Awards, she holds the record for the most. MTV VMA. All right, Gabby, she's one of the greats. Let's move on. All right. Where's Angelina? Help us out, Angelina, for God's sake.
The Back Page Review on talkSPORT with Tesco Mobile for Business. Got a side hustle as a Pilates instructor? Stretch your budget with business phone bills for up to 40% less than the big three networks. For verification, see tescomobile.com/business.
Angelina, were you ever in a band?
No, I can't sing. I have a cousin who is a singer, professional singer, but not a chance. No? It's like cats fighting.
So what made you get into this rotten career?
I don't know. You know,
I mean, what made you
singing different to talking, though, isn't it?
Getting up in the middle of the night and doing this, you know? Andorra, I can't wait.
I know.
This guy.
I know.
What's your favourite Beyonce song, girl? Single Ladies?
I forget the titles, but she is brilliant.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it.
But no one's that nice, though. She always seems really, really nice, Beyonce. No one's that nice. Do you remember that elevator?
Yes.
No, what happened?
I don't know, mate.
Her sister was scrapping with her husband in an elevator and it got picked up on CCTV.
Oh, really? Oh, dear.
Yeah, so it's not all as plain sailing as she makes out.
I'll be scrapping in elevators, though.
Right, yeah. Do you know, who's your favourite? I thought Whitney was my...
Whitney, yeah.
Oh, Whitney. Can't go wrong with a bit of
That's
Whitney.
tragedy what happened to her.
I know, mate. Just when you watch the documentary, you're like, oh.
Do you know who I like? Pink. I think she's really good.
I've seen her in concert, you know.
Yeah?
Yeah, in Bolton back in the day, believe it or not.
Bolton?
At the Bolton Stadium.
What age was she? 15?
What's your favourite Pink song, girl?
I've no idea, but she's
just
brilliant.
a good song.
Yeah, I think she's hugely talented.
Yeah. Stunning as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm talking music here, Gab.
Yeah, we're talking about music.
Sorry, I'm saying.
Come on.
Sorry.
Gabby's into Shania Twain, older women. Loves a bit of country, yeah.
Oh.
Shania Twain's a legend.
You get Sam Matterface to get you some cowboy boots.
Yes, I will do. Get some
Sam
cookie.
Matterface.
He's going to kill me for saying this.
Cowboy boots?
Yeah.
What's this about?
Make it
He's
taller,
got
don't they?
cowboy boots. He wore them on a show a couple of weeks ago.
He didn't.
I promise you. I've got a picture of them. I'll show you.
Has he really?
Little Sam. Bless him.
Oh, this is brilliant. Oh,
See, this is what happens when I come out. I'm spilling all the secrets. I need.
Well, actually, I had a shandy with him once. He was talking about his favourite film. I said, was it one of the Rocky faces? No, Gunfight at the OK Corral. So he's a bit of a cowboy then. Anyway, let's look at today's back pages with Tesco Mobile for Business. Angelina, what we got?
So across the back pages, it's all about Lucas Paquetá following the conclusion of the betting case. He could now be suing the FA. So the FA charged him with spot fixing. He was cleared in July of misconduct. The full written reasons from an independent commission were published earlier on Wednesday. The FA confirmed that they won't be appealing, but he's considering suing because this obviously affected that proposed £80 million move to Manchester City, the chance to play under Pep Guardiola. West Ham separately are weighing up a multi-million-pound legal case against the FA. And, of course, you've got Nottingham Forest as well. Because the FA were forced to pay them hundreds of thousands of pounds after losing a landmark legal battle with them. And that was because Forest obviously posted something on X that they'd warned referee chiefs that the VAR in the game, Stuart Atwell was a fan of relegation rivals Luton Town, etc. Yeah. So, you know, everyone's getting very legal at the moment, it seems. But with Paquetá suing the FA... and the Forest stuff, how bad of a look is this?
Well, the FA, they're mighty and powerful, aren't they? And now people have had enough. You know, you've got owners now from different nationalities coming in and saying, no, I'm not having this.
Do you think they still command the same respect, though?
No, I don't. Again, it's foreign owners coming in who are multi, you know, a lot of them are billionaires, not millionaires. The Forest chairman, for instance, lots of dough. He's splashing it about like you can't.
Well, can you blame Paqueta? You know, you missed out on an £80 million move to Man City.
Yeah.
Probably lost out between when the move was going to happen to now, maybe £15 million in wages.
Gabby,
what Man City would have paid you.
It taints your reputation. What happens if you miss a penalty? What happens if you miss an easy chance?
It sticks with you, doesn't it?
He's at it. He's at it. But, you know, people think that way.
I think if you say someone's done something and then they're not guilty for it, then there's got to be consequences. Paqueta and West Ham, rightly so, should sue the FA.
And I don't think the FA have got it. If they get done for a few $100 million, I think they're struggling to find it, whereas some of these rich owners can find it.
Yeah, I mean, Gabby, how were they viewed in your playing days? Because the respect has been lost a little bit.
There was definitely respect. Of course, there was 100%. The FA, you just thought everyone was squeaky clean. You know, there was no problems. Even when you had the FA when you went to England duty, you went to England squads, it was always no issues.
But the FA was mainly international, wasn't it?
Yeah. You didn't really see him around your club.
You didn't have a lot to do with the FA.
No.
PFA, well, not so much. PFA with the players' side.
Yeah.
Premier League. And my old days, you know, the Football League, Division 1, Division 2. But no, you didn't really deal with the FA unless it was international.
Okay. Well, we'll go to another story now about Spurs fullback Jed Spence. He said that he's keeping a mental note of everyone who doubted his ability to make it. So think back if you've said anything. This includes Antonio Conte.
Neil Warnock.
Yeah, I was going to say Neil Warnock's on the show later. You can ask him about it. But he's had a bit of fun on social media with Warnock after winning promotion to the Premier League with Nottingham Forest a few years ago. Whom he joined on loan from Middlesbrough. He tweeted a photo of himself with the playoff trophy, smoking a cigar, tagging Warnock, etc. But he talks about his confidence being shattered by Conte at Tottenham. It seems like he's the kind of player that maybe needs a certain manager in order for it to click. Have either of you, come across players like that where they need a certain player, a manager?
I said it before, and Rashford, for instance, when he was at United, I was saying, I don't know the whole ins and outs of it, but he looked to me as he was a player lost, tremendous ability. Everyone was turning against him. That's where you need someone to put your arm around you. Now, managers may have tried it with him and say, Marcus, do you realise how good you are? No. So you need someone, man management. In our day, there was a lot more man management. Nowadays, coaches do not give that man management at the highest level, in my opinion. You either do this my way or see you later.
I think as well, look at Jed Spence and maybe a lot of players now, they need the new school management. They won't work well with the old school mentality of management. They want to express themselves.
I think confidence as well is important.
Yeah, but like I've been in changing rooms at the end of my career where the players are a lot different now. They're a lot. They express themselves. They might be a lot chilled, and the old school managers won't like that. So for me, Jed Spence has been fantastic, rightly so. Called up to England squad. I've not seen a player get past him. I've not seen a player.
What level do you see him at?
I see him at the top level because no one beats him for pace. He's aggressive on that left-hand side, all on the right-hand side. And I'm happy that Thomas Tuchel saw that and brought him into the squad because we look at Trent at right back. We look at maybe Kyle Walker. Can he get called up? We look at Reece James. I think he starts for me at right back.
Yeah.
Because he's decent enough on the ball and nothing gets past him. And when you're playing in the World Cup and you're playing against your Brazils, got João Pedro, you're playing against your Mbappés, your Doués, who do you want at fullback? You want someone who can stop them. And he's done very well in the Super Cup against PSG as well. So I think he's got a bright career ahead of him for Spurs and England.
Angelina, you're back 6:15. Thank you very much. Mark Carlow coming up the West Ham Way podcast, and we'll talk NFL around 6:45. Right, 6:28 on talkSPORT, the Sports Breakfast with Gabby.
The Back Page Review on talkSPORT with Tesco Mobile for Business. Got a side hustle as a Pilates instructor? Stretch your budget with business phone bills for up to 40% less than the big three networks. For verification, see tescomobile.com/business.
Ruben Loftus-Cheek was at his mum's house when he got the text from the England camp. It's been a long time coming for the AC Milan midfielder. A string of injuries sparked a 7-year absence from the England camp.
A lot of that period was tough mentally for my head, you know, with the injury and trying to come back and feel good again. And after that, I'd say after about a year and a half, 2 years, I felt myself again.
England's World Cup qualifier against Andorra is live on Saturday afternoon here on talkSPORT. So too is the trip to Serbia on Tuesday night. Now, Alexander Isak is in great spirits ahead of Sweden's World Cup qualifier against Slovenia. That's according to Jon Dahl Tomasson, who says he'll treat the British record transfer with care.
So is he able to play 90 minutes? Of course not. Are we going to do stupid things? No, we are not going to do any stupid things with him. So we have a plan, but he's smiling and he's happy to be here.
Novak Djokovic says he's got a couple of days to get his body ready to face Carlos Alcaraz on Friday in the US Open. How does he feel about the fact that everyone in New York is expecting another Alcaraz versus Sinner final?
We don't need to spend words about two of them. You know, we know that they're two best players in the world. Everybody's probably expecting and anticipating the finals between two of them. I'm going to try to mess up the plans of most of the people, and let's see.
All your latest is at talksport.com.
Clint Eastwood. Top one of his films, 100%.
It's the good, the bad, the ugly. Gabby, check the barn, top of the roof. There's a shooter up there. Little Sam, watch the saloon door.
He's only little for a sheriff, Alan. Little sheriff.
I'm now thinking, Crookie's always put a snake in my boot. Oh dear, little Sam will be lying in bed thinking, it was bees.
The game's gone now.
I know.
The game's gone, mate.
talkSPORT breakfast. Those were great. You know what them spaghetti westerns were made? You talk about Clint Eastwood. Almeria in Spain. Up that southeast coast. That's the desert there. They weren't in El Paso or Tucson or a place like that. It was made in Spain, Almeria.
Right, we used to...
Sergio Leone, sorry.
No, when my dad used to watch those westerns with Clint Eastwood in, we used to sneak down as
High
kids.
Plains Drifter.
Yeah, I can't remember the names, but we used to sneak down.
Sister Sarah.
Yes, and watch the films and the good old days, Alan, of movies.
Oh yeah, good.
Would you watch them now?
Yeah, he painted the town red, didn't he? Largo. Yeah.
Oh.
Clint Eastwood was.
He was the best.
He was one of the best.
Yes.
Anyway,
Legend.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Alan Brazil, Gabby Agbonlahor, and Arnold Clark and Little Sam, listening from his bunk. Get the UK's best used car deals guaranteed. Now, one man who knows a thing or two about finding the back of the net is Jared Bowen. Having been recalled to the England squad, he sat down with Faye Carruthers from talkSPORT and was asked how much of a relief it was to get the first win. And that was a big win, was it, after a tough start to the season?
Yeah, it was massively important for us. First 2 games, losing the way that we did, the position that we was in, bottom of the league, conceded 8 goals in 2 games. But to go to Nottingham Forest, win 3-0, and on another day could have scored even more, was a victory that, before an international break, it's a nice one to get. It's when you lose the first 2 and you have 1-1 for international, you don't want to lose that 3rd game. And to go to Nottingham Forest and win the way that we did gave everyone a real shot of confidence going into the break.
You'd obviously had a tricky week going into that as well. Was it important for you to put in a performance like that for the fans?
I think with me, I'll never hide or shy away from anything. I'll always face the music, face the critics whenever it comes, and that's the responsibility I have as being captain. And I think that responsibility comes when I've been there for so long as well. And I care a lot for the club. The fans are similar to me. They're loyal, they're passionate, they want the best for their club. And as a player, you want the best, for your teammates and for the team as well. And the start that we had wasn't, the one that we wanted. And sometimes emotions on a pitch, and with fans wanting results, players wanting results, it can happen. But like I said, I think for me, I can relate to the fans because I've been here for a long amount of time. I understand it, I get it, and ultimately I want to win and I want the best for the club. But we've all put that behind us, and we won on Sunday, and you see the celebrations that we had after the game Sunday. So in football, you go through a lot of bad times, but when the good times come as well, you enjoy them that little bit more because you've been through those tough times.
And how important is it?
Was that an isolated incident, someone to go at Jared? Because if you look at some of the West Ham players, I wouldn't be picking on him, as in who's not doing it, who's letting us down.
There's one person, Al. There's always one idiot in any fan base. Yeah. And he probably was frustrated at the result as well, losing another game. And like he says, passionate, doesn't hide. Some players would have went straight down the tunnel. Jared Bowen straight over to the fans, applauding them, even when they lose. And you saw his passion when he scored. He loves that football club, he's captain, and he wants to get them higher up the table.
Yeah. So it looks like a difficult time at West Ham at the moment on the pitch. Graham Potter's struggling to find a winning formula, but off the pitch too. The West Ham Supporters Trust have released a statement of no confidence in the board. Crikey. We've had that before, haven't we, at West Ham? So let's get a bit more on this. 03717 223344 is the number to call. Let's speak to Mark, a West Ham fan from the West Ham Way podcast. Morning, Mark.
Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, gents. How are you doing? All right?
We're good, Mark. Gabby's team Villa had a real poor start. West Ham, poor start, but that was a big, big win. It's just a shame, I would imagine, for West Ham fans that international duty and 2 games has come up. You want to keep going now with that enthusiasm and that confidence that victory should have brought.
Yeah, it's typical, isn't it? It's the way of football, unfortunately, especially in the top flight. But look, it is what it is. I'm certainly taking it. We needed it. It was a much welcome win. But I think, to be honest, if you're not even, obviously the result was fantastic, but it was the performance. That's what I think it's breathed some hope into the season. And I think, we're still, it's a long way to go. Of course, we can't get carried away with it, but it's definitely, it feels like a big moment in our season, and hopefully for Graham Potter as well, because I think he needed that as well more than anyone.
Mark, what about the board then? You want to wipe the slate clean and get someone in with serious money to say, I'll back you to the hilt, because I've already said to Gabby, for me, West Ham's a massive club. Home and away fans are brilliant. Especially away from home, they travel in the thousands, and at home, if things are well, there's nothing wrong with the stadium. It's when things are poor, you seem to be so far away from the pitch. I've been there loads of times. What are the West Ham fans looking for? What sort of change?
Well, I think the reality is what fans would love, let's be honest, would be new ownership. That would be the desire. It has been a long time now with these owners. We've had 15 years now, David Sullivan at the top of the club, so it's not like they haven't had time, to put the club where it needs to be. Now,
where is that, Mark? Where does the club need to be? You've won a European trophy, all right, not Champions League, but where are we talking here? Are you talking about consistently top 6?
To be honest with you, I don't think actually where we are in the table and what we're competing for really is the problem. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't actually think that's the big desire. I think what West Ham fans want to see and have is an ownership that shows the love and compassion and drive to want the club to do well. I think what you're seeing at the moment at West Ham is a model where it's, just about enough. They do just enough just to survive, just to keep us up. I feel like what the model that the club operate in at the moment is, let's just stay in the Premier League. As long as we tick that box, we're pretty much happy. And I know that, like you just said, you won a European trophy, you've had European football. I don't really believe that was really the desire from the football club, though. I felt that the hiring of David Moyes, don't get me wrong, David Moyes is fabulous for West Ham, and I'll always be, eternally grateful to him for what he brought to this football club. But I don't think he was hired on the promise of saying, well, I'll tell you what, we'll bring him in and he'll get us into Europe. They brought David Moyes in because he was available and he was cheap, and it was an option to keep West Ham in the Premier League. It just so happened that we had a brilliant season under him, and it ended up we got Europe,
Mark, do you look at owners like my team, Aston Villa? When they first come in, they says, listen, we don't want to just get into Europe. We don't want to just get into the top 4. We want to go and win the Premier League. We want to win the Champions League. Is it you want more owners that want to win everything and not just survive in the Premier League, finish mid-table, try and get into Europe?
Yeah. I think, you look at the likes of yourselves, look at Nottingham Forest,
yes.
I know that there's a situation with his, with the ownership at the moment, but regardless of that, that's ambition, and I think once you've got the fans get on board with that, and I think it breathes that belief into the fan base and you're all united. At the moment, there's just such a huge disconnect between the ownership and the fan base. It's almost like, they use the word customers, which went down terribly, with the fans, and it's things like that. You just think, and to be honest with you, you know what? We talk about ownership, and you think, well, sell the club. But we all know that's not easy. There's not many people lining the streets that are ready to go and buy Premier League clubs. I think what West Ham fans really want, and as effectively a compromise at the moment, is for David Sullivan to resign of his post and bring in someone. Don't be a chairman anymore. Just be a major shareholder. Like Man City operate, like Newcastle do. Bring in the best people you can and say, look, you run our club, you make it as where it needs to be. Because let's be honest, I think it's well known in football that we've got an ownership really that aren't the best. It's pretty obvious. So yeah, I think that's where we are as West Ham at the moment.
Mark, keep your chins up. Yes. Don't worry about it, mate. Long way to go. It's early doors, but that was a big win, Mark. Big win. Thank you, Mark Carlow, the West Ham Way podcaster. Right, Steve's a West Ham fan. One quick one, Steve.
Good morning, Steve.
Good morning, guys. Morning,
mate.
Yeah, I just I had enough before this season. I could see the writing on the wall, what was coming. I've had 5 season tickets for the last over 20 years, and I just can't go. I just couldn't bring myself to go anymore. I gave my tickets away more than I went last season. It's just like they just serve up the same dross over and over, like the last guy was saying. We just, if a manager's available, that's who we'll bring in. A lot of these managers are available because other people don't want. It's no good. And I still, one swallow don't make a summer. I've really got big doubts about Potter himself. And Gabby, you were saying earlier, I heard in the clip, and you made me call up when you're saying about the West Ham fans care for what you wish for the David Moyes. Do you realise how many games we won out of his last 20 in his last season? I think you'll find it was 2. And the season before that, I think we won 1 in 17 of our last games.
But his last season in charge, he finished 9th in the league, David Moyes.
Do you reckon? I'll tell you what, I bet you a case of champagne he didn't.
There you go, Gab.
When we won the Conference League, no, we definitely didn't finish 9th in the league. We got back into Europe.
So what did David Moyes not finish top 7 back-to-back seasons?
In his first season now, second season now, but not in the last season. The last 2 seasons was woeful, absolutely woeful. We couldn't win a raffle in a league. We was absolutely toilet.
Well, Steve, I tell you what, we'll check that one out, Steve, right? Because I've got to break for travel. I don't really want to, but I've got to break.
This is when your producers get people in that give false...
1 minute you manage to break for travel, now is taking another call.
Okay.
So I don't know where I am. Steve, thanks for your call, mate. Let's check that out. West Ham, where did they finish with Davy Moyes?
Our stat guy's horrendous.
Coming up 6:45.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Download the new improved app to easily manage your accounts and quotes.
flowers. Flies are in your pea soup, baby. They're waving at me. Anything you want is yours now. Only nothing's for free. Lies are gonna get you someday. Just wait and see. So open up your beach umbrella.
Ready, Al?
TV and it's
Wolverhampton. It's all doom and gloom on talkSPORT Breakfast. Wolves fans, listen up. We'll be taking, we'll take your calls, talk about your club this morning. Gabby's delighted with your start to the season, but is it? Come and have a chat with your favourite Gabby Agbonlahor. 03717 223344. He's got the hump at the moment. Is the number you need. That was a look ahead with Travis Perkins. Go on, Jeff.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Get free next day track delivery. Head to travisperkins.co.uk or download the app.
to the end zone, and it's caught for a touchdown. What a play by Topman Holmes. There's the snap, Brady throws it, and it's caught for another touchdown. Stepping up and throwing deep down the sideline is caught. It's caught. The Patriots win the Super Bowl. There's the Hail Mary, but it's intercepted, and that's the game. It's over.
Can we quickly, Al, sorry, can we quickly put that West Ham fan to shame?
Yeah, go on.
Get your stats right about your club, mate. We've had the stats checked. David Moyes finished 9th in his final season at West Ham. The season that you won the Conference League, he finished 14th. So get your stats right.
His last 2 years was 6th, 7th and 9th, weren't
Yes, yes.
Okay. Set your alarms for 1 a.m. This evening as the new NFL season gets underway tonight right here on talkSPORT. As the reigning Super Bowl champions, the Eagles from Philadelphia face their bitter rivals, the Dallas Cowboys. I remember the cheerleaders come in here once, Gab. The Dallas girls. Whew.
Come in where?
They came in here in the studio. I'm telling you now.
Careful.
No. We'll be careful. We're talking beauties, but so nice.
Oh, lovely.
So nice.
It's hard to find, isn't it, Al? Being stunning and nice person.
I'm telling you now, they must have training because they're over nice. You know, they're really.
Don't you think Americans are, though?
Well, you get some.
You go to a restaurant in America and they're like, "Was that great? Did we do a great job with the service?" Like they're so like over keen, aren't they?
But I'm telling you now, when they left, I'm like,
was that fantastic?
What a lovely group of girls.
Was that steak great?
talkSPORT, have you, Gabby? Are you talking about? Are we talking about Tijuana here, Gabby? Tacos?
Well, over here, Al, everyone's moody, aren't they?
Oh, forget it. talkSPORT, have you covered all season? I can't believe it's come round again. Live games every Sunday on talkSPORT 2. It's getting bigger and bigger. Yeah. Every single international series game live with our own commentaries in Dublin, in London, in Berlin and Madrid. What about that? Exclusive coverage of games with the San Francisco 49ers, New York Jets and the Jaguars from Jacksonville, and over 90 games between the regular season, playoffs and Super Bowl. Right, let's get a build-up underway. That's it. With former coach and player turned NFL analyst, you'd know her well, Phoebe Schechter joins us. Phoebe, good morning.
Good morning, Phoebe.
Good morning to both of you. I hope that you are just as excited for this NFL season.
Of course we are.
Good. That's the only answer you're allowed to give.
Phoebe, people, not everyone can see us on tele, but I need a pair of those glasses. They are magic.
Aren't they funky?
They're
fantastic.
They are magic.
They're really great.
Thank you. They're very quirky. They're Oakley ones. At least they stay on my face if I have to shake my head.
Oakleys. Phoebe, I can't believe it's a year round. Would it be the Bills would be favourites, or who's your favourites to win it this year?
You know what? I mean, I am also biased, right? I'm always going to say the Bills, but I do genuinely think between the Bills and the Ravens in the AFC that those two teams are going to have to battle it out. I think when you look at the NFC, you're going to be looking at the Eagles, the current, Super Bowl champions that are going to be playing again tonight. They're just too good. And all they've done is in this offseason gone from strength to strength. So it's a little bit of the same, but I think the process to get there is going to look different because there's a lot of teams that have actually done a great job of building themselves up over the past couple of years.
I wanted to ask you, Phoebe, there's a game in Brazil on Friday night.
Incredible.
Is that the NFL trying to gain a bigger fan base globally, like the Premier League is trying to do?
Yeah, exactly. And I think the thing is for a lot of these different countries, this may be the first time they've ever even seen an NFL game, an American football game in real life. So last year we did a game in Brazil as well. The big one is going to be next year. There's going to be a game in Australia.
Oh.
Now that's kind of the biggest challenge because obviously the time zone, the travel to get there, when you fit that in. But last year was the first time that we'd seen teams going on these away trips, whether it's even to, London or to Germany.
Berlin,
and then normally they'd be given a bye week afterwards to kind of recover. They've taken that away. They've not actually planned that in for a lot of teams. And for example, this year, the Dublin game that's coming up against the Steelers, it's going to be the Vikings. And then they go from Dublin and they fly over to London and play the next game. So again, a test of, all right, now we're going to have to fly you in between weeks. So they're always looking for blueprints of how to make things better.
Well, Dublin, London's the easy one, isn't it? I'm guessing now an hour, less than an hour. But it's an interesting one, Australia. Because over there, Phoebe, I don't know if you've been to Australia. I've been a few times. I've lived there for a while as well. It's different zones that some like cricket. Some like a bit of soccer. Some like the Australian Football League. Some people like rugby. Some love rugby league. So, it's going to be interesting how, if American football can get a grip, they could take the whole of Australia, if you know what I mean. It won't just be regional.
Yeah, you're so spot on. And I think, the game will be in Melbourne. They've been trying to build up the sport because also, you've got, yes, the NFL, but you also have the flag side of things. And in 2032, the Olympics will be out in Australia as well. And so I think there's also an element of, okay, here's a growth and kind of fan base that we can build on to look towards 2032, just showing how great this sport is. But you live there. Australians love sport. And they love collision
And by the way,
sport.
Phoebe, Melbourne is the big sports city. Melbourne's fantastic. Rod Laver Stadium, the MCG. Sydney's beautiful. I love Sydney, but Melbourne is the place to be in terms of sports. Brilliant.
Amazing. I hopefully I get to go. I don't know. I'll probably be here watching it on TV talking about it. But we can dream. A girl can dream.
Well, listen, enjoy tonight. It's a late night.
Looking forward to
it. And Phoebe will talk hopefully during next week, okay? Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
And thanks for getting up very early. Phoebe there, brilliant, great voice, great. I think Phoebe spends a lot of time in London, lives in London.
Good.
So Phoebe Schechter there.
You have to, Al,
and
don't
that's
you?
a great starter.
With every sport, you've got to look, how can you expand every sport? So good on them.
Have you been to Australia? Australia's a great country.
I went to Adelaide.
All right, City of Churches.
December. Yeah. When I was 17. Aston Villa under 18.
I'd go back. Why don't you go to Sydney? Sydney is beautiful. Sydney's.
Isn't that where you went and saw your brother?
No, my brother was in Melbourne and then went to Perth. But Sydney is, for me, is the best. That's where Bozzy lives, Matt.
How is your brother?
Very well. Very well. Why? What are you laughing at?
How often do you speak to him?
Now and again. He's a busy boy.
When's his birthday?
I'm not getting into this.
I don't know.
He's had a few, put it that way. 2 minutes to 7.
period was tough mentally for my head, you know, with the injury and trying to come back and feel good again. And after that, I'd say after about a year and a half, 2 years, I felt myself again.
England's World Cup qualifier against Andorra is live on Saturday afternoon here on talkSPORT. So too is the trip to Serbia on Tuesday night. Now, Alexander Isak is in great spirits ahead of Sweden's World Cup qualifier against Slovenia. That's according to Jon Dahl Tomasson, who says he'll treat the British record transfer with care.
So is he able to play 90 minutes? Of course not. Are we going to do stupid things? No, we are not going to do any stupid things with him. So we have a plan, but he's smiling and he's happy to be here.
Never mind Kevin De Bruyne and Luka Modric moving to Serie A this summer. It's all about an Englishman knocking on the door of 40. That's according to Italian football expert Daniele Fischella, whose fantasy football WhatsApp groups are abuzz.
There's only one name that is circulating since a couple of weeks, and that's Jamie Vardy. Everyone wants Jamie Vardy. It's really almost a marquee signing that has overshadowed the other signings that come to Italy, from De Bruyne to Modric this summer. And you must say, I mean, Cremonese are really pulling all the strings. We've seen the pictures earlier of Vardy next to a violin. So they've made already a new nickname, Stradivardi.
Novak Djokovic says he's got a couple of days to get his body ready to face Carlos Alcaraz on Friday in the US Open. How does he feel about the fact that everyone in New York is expecting another Alcaraz versus Sinner final?
We don't need to spend words about two of them. You know, we know that they're two best players in the world. Everybody's probably expecting and anticipating the finals between two of them. I'm going to try to mess up the plans of most of the people, and let's see.
And minimum salary requirements have now been introduced in the top two tiers of women's football. That's part of a series of reforms being implemented by the new governing body. All your latest is at talksport.com.
~7, talkSPORT Breakfast with me, Alan Brazil, Gabby Agbonlahor and Arnold Clark. Get the UK's best used car deals guaranteed on the way for you this morning. Here we go. Gabby will have some fun at the expense of Wolves, who have won one of the last 22 I
beg your pardon? Pardon?
Wolves have won one of the last 22 Premier League games in August.
Pardon?
I'm not repeating.
I don't believe you.
Yeah? Oh, you don't trust the stats?
No, I don't trust these guys, mate.
The former keeper Matt Murray joins us shortly for more. Now, talkSPORT has been taking a closer look into what makes a wonder kid into a superstar. And as we have a very own wonder kid on the show, that's nice, isn't it? I thought this said superstar in Gabby.
I wasn't a wonder kid, Al. Was you?
No. We'll be asking Gabby's former Villa boss, David O'Leary, just how special a talent Gabby was back in 2005. Ex-teammate Ron Vlaar gave us quite the insight back in 2023. Ron.
Gabby was a brilliant player. When he was on top of his game, Gabby, you were a club legend already. But I think you could have done more. I don't hope you have any regrets looking back on your career, but I think you could get more out of it.
Yeah, it was them nights out you took me on, Ron. That's a problem.
Yeah.
Oh, Gab, put your shin guards. I didn't like that. That was catty.
What from who?
When you look back, I hope you have no regrets. Now that was a stab in the back.
I know, Paul from Ron.
That was, with the greatest respect, he wasn't the best, was he?
Couldn't get him out of the treatment room.
I don't remember him, Ron Vlaar. I remember great Villa players. I don't remember Ron Vlaar.
When he was fit, he was very good, but he had chocolate calves, so he was always in the treatment room. Couldn't get rid of him.
Right, there you go, Ron Vlaar. Legendary boss Neil Warnock will join us as well after 9:30. Now, though, England are out to improve their performances under Thomas Tuchel, having flattered to deceive so far. Under the German, they face World Cup qualifiers against Andorra home and Serbia away. So the home game should be easy peasy. Serbia away, a little bit more difficult. A lot more difficult. Both live in talkSPORT. One player who'll be looking to make an impression is the West Ham captain, Jed Spence. He sat down with talkSPORT's Faye Carruthers yesterday, was asked whether it already feels like next summer's tournament is just round the corner.
Playing for your country is, the biggest honour for anyone. So there's always going to be competition. I think since I've been in camps, there's always been competition, and I think players thrive off that competition because you want to bring the best out of yourself, but you also want to bring the best out of your teammate as well. So competition is always good.
What did Thomas Tuchel say that he wants from you in this camp? Because when you weren't selected in June, why do you think that was, and what does he want from you this time round?
I think ultimately in football you can have games where you play well, games where you don't play so well. I didn't feel like I played my best in the game, and there could probably be lots of reasons for that. I could probably make excuses, but I'm not going to. So I think sometimes ultimately you just don't play a game that you want to play to the best of your ability. That can happen at club level as well. So that was just what happened in that game, and I think I spoke to the manager after the Chelsea game. He came to the game, and obviously it was a disappointing result for us on a club level, and he knew it was a difficult time straight after a game when you lose like that. But we haven't had much dialogue in terms of why he selected me. He just selected me, and it's down for me now to repay that and play the game that I know that I can play.
Jared Bowen there. Before we talk to Faye, Gab, and with the greatest respect to Andorra, because I know all international clubs sides, have improved, but as a striker, you want to play against Andorra, and you want the ball in the right areas, and you will score a hatful.
100%. I think the game's at Villa Park. I'm sure it is against Andorra, and Bowen, Kane, Madueke, Watkins, whoever it is, you're going to be itching. Come on, Gaffer, please get me on the pitch. This is where you get maybe a couple England goals to add to your tally. And everyone wants to play, but we have to play them out. We have to play these teams. But I really want to see this Thomas Tuchel side, especially the World Cup is round the corner, Al, playing some tough teams. Can you play the Netherlands? Can you play Spain, Brazil, Argentina? Can we play France again? See where this squad of players stand. But there's a lot of injuries, and Faye will explain that as well. And players that are in the squad now have got to perform.
Will Villa Park be a sellout, Gab?
I'm sure it will, yeah. I'm sure it will, definitely.
OK, right. Pleased to say Faye Carruthers, who interviewed there, Jared Bowen, joins the show now. Faye, a very good morning.
Good morning, Faye.
Morning, Alan. Morning, Gabby. Hope you're both well. It is at Villa Park, Gabby. Yeah, definitely. Should be a great atmosphere.
Faye, I think Jared's a straight talker, isn't he? He says what he feels, and what he's desperate to do well.
He was on really good form yesterday, actually. I spoke to Morgan Rogers as well, and both were on great form. And it was an interesting camp this is going to be, because Thomas Tuchel has said that he wants the competition to ramp up now. He said he feels himself, really in competition mode and competitive, and he wants the players to feel that as well. So, in training, when they go back to their clubs as well, they want to be fighting. He wants them fighting for their places, basically.
What about Rogers, Gab? At Villa Park, his home ground. Does that come into the manager's head?
No, not really. I think I think you look at what he's done in the last 12 months. Listen, he hasn't started, has he, Faye, this season as good as last season? But he's a manager. As a manager, Thomas Tuchel, he'll really like him as a player. And I said to Alan, Faye, earlier, all these players have to take their chances, especially with Saka, Palmer, Foden not in this squad with injuries. Go and stamp your authority on Thomas Tuchel.
Yeah, they do. And Morgan Rogers, so I was asking him actually where he sees himself fitting into this squad, and he said he's got different attributes to some of the other players that play at 10 and on the attacking line, and that he brings something a little bit different. And this is his time to shine, because you mentioned the injuries earlier on. No Cole Palmer, no Bukayo Saka on the right-hand side, so Jared Bowen can come to the fore a bit more, and of course no Jude Bellingham as well, although he played a more deeper lying midfield role against Senegal in the last game, which ended in defeat for England 3-1 at the City ground. Jude tends to go into the 10 pocket a lot, so big opportunities there for Morgan and for Jared, and there's a lot of chances for players to start to cement their place. And actually Morgan Rogers has been a constant in Thomas Tuchel's selection so far. He's been called up to every camp that Thomas Tuchel has named so far. I asked him whether or not he thought he'd cemented his place yet. He was quite humble about that and said, I don't think anybody feels as if they've cemented their place. There's still a long way to go to the World Cup, but it comes around really quickly, and a few injuries here and there, and all of a sudden you could be a starter.
I think as well for me, Faye, I look at Jack Grealish. I think a lot of people are surprised. The start he's had at Everton has been so good to not get another call up. I know Thomas Tuchel likes him as a player, 4 assists in his first 3 games. Are you surprised he hasn't made the squad? And then you look at someone like Anthony Gordon, who I love as a player, but his last Premier League goal was January the 4th. If that was Jack, and I'm sure there'll be a lot more said about it.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, and I do think Jack is a little bit unlucky, but Thomas Tuchel explained why that is, that they've got lots of options on the left-hand side. Marcus Rashford is back now. Eberechi Eze as well, of course, has been getting the nod. Anthony Gordon as well, and he has been putting in good performances for England. So I think perhaps if Jack gets a bit of momentum over the rest of September, then he could be in contention to be called up in October. And you're right, Thomas Tuchel does like him. It's just that is quite an area that England have, a lot of decent players in.
Yeah. Faye, thank you very much. Faye Carruthers.
Thank you, Faye.
See you later.
Thank you.
We'll hear more from Faye throughout the week, of course. And next week, building up to that Serbia game, which is a lot tougher on paper, isn't it?
Yeah, that's away from home, isn't it, Serbia?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but you just got to get the job done as well, Al. And it can be hard for a manager like Thomas Tuchel because you've got Bellingham out, you've got Saka out, you've got Palmer, all 3 players, you could say, are starters for the team.
Just a quick one on Jack, and I'm going to leave it as a quick one. I read in the paper today they were in Sweden or somewhere, weren't they? With the break and stuff.
Yes.
And already, people are out for him. He's been on the lash and da-da-da-da-da. He's got to be very careful.
Of course, but I don't blame players now, Al. Like, these players are superstars. If they go anywhere in this country, the cameras, people can take photos.
You've got to be careful.
Why not? Why not try a different city and go and have fun with your friends? But, he would have had time off from David Moyes. Why not go and enjoy yourself? But he's had a fantastic start to the season, and he's just happy. You look at the smile on his face when he's with the Everton fans. They love him, Al. Yeah. I'm sure he'll have a successful season.
And the more he plays for Everton, the more he'll have carte blanche. Be yourself. Do what you want.
Be yourself. Express yourself.
Whereas I think Pep, I'm not on the go Pep, but Pep, that he's got so many superstars, or he had so many superstars on that side, that, do it simple. Well, that's not Jack's game.
Not at all. And the partnership that Jack and Dewsbury Hall have got now.
Well, I like him. I've always
he's a
liked
very
him.
good player. Same here. And Dyer's one on the left-hand side. Everton are going to have a very good season. And guess who they've got next?
Villa.
Aston Villa at home.
Okay, right. Coming up, we hear from a Wolverhampton Wanderers fan who is called up. He's fuming with Gabby already. Oh, dear.
Oh, I'm
That's next. 03717 223344. Why do they call them yam-yams? What is that about?
Me, I'm not no.
What?
Me, I'm not no. Me, I'm not.
Wolves fans, if you want to come on with Gabby this morning, give us a call.
Come on.
I watch Wolves now, they can't defend, they can't attack. They are my bankers to get relegated. They're so boring.
7:21, bit harsh, Gab. talkSPORT breakfast 03 717 22 3344. Let's head to the phone lines and take a quick call. Wolves fans, just how bad could this season be? Is Gabby exaggerating? Good morning to James, who's a Wolves fan. James, good morning, James.
Good morning, James.
How are you, Alan?
I'm good, mate.
Right, mate.
I'm good, James. Really good.
Who's that geezer sat by you?
He's trying to wind all the old Wolves fans up, mate. He's bang out of order.
He ain't winding me up. He wound himself up last year. He kept going about Kuda signing for Villa, a big club, and then we beat him 2-0, so I don't know what he's going on about.
Come on, James. It's too early. Be nice, James.
Hey, scaffolder, mate. We're up early. Don't worry about us.
James,
what are we going to do next year when that new Didier Drogba we've signed bangs a load of goals in against you on the 29th?
Say again, mate.
We got you on the 29th of November. So what are you going to do when that new Didier Drogba signing we've got bangs a few goals in against you?
Listen, I want Wolves to do well, mate. Top club.
Oh, no, he's checking it back.
Listen,
well, at least they've kept Strand Larsen now. That's a bonus, isn't it?
Yeah, well, apparently he's got an injury. That's why he never went, but...
Do you think you'll stay up, James? Jokes aside, do you think you can stay up this season?
I think we will. I mean, the Everton game, I watched the first bit. I mean, I was a bit, the start of it weren't very good. But when the new signings come on, I thought we played really, really well. We started having a bit more momentum in the game. But it's all we can see. If the new signings do well, then hopefully we can do all right. But who knows?
Well, James, big club for me. I enjoyed my time going up to Molineux. I really did. And again, a big club away from home, big support, brilliant. James, have a great day today. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, James, mate.
Have a little break, and then bosh, we're back to the Premier shortly. Thanks for the call, James. Don't worry about Gabby. Right, 7:23. Angelina's back with us. What have we got, Angelina?
Well, I don't want to pile on Gabby too much.
Oh, no, please do.
I just wanted to congratulate you, and I wanted to thank you for taking Jadon Sancho off Man United's hands. I, of course, am a Man United fan, but in all seriousness, I did want to talk about the player and give a bit of a timeline, because he was obviously at Borussia Dortmund. He was arguably one of the most exciting young talents in European football,
why doesn't it go back there?
He went back on loan, didn't he? And it didn't work.
Oh, it didn't work?
Yeah, it did. It didn't seem to work out. But he got that £73 million move to Man United. And as much as we've seen a lot of talent dwindle at Old Trafford, I think a lot of people thought he was going to be the difference. He was going to be the player to really turn things round. It was a bit chaotic. I think Man United is a bit chaotic in general anyway, but he had that clash with Ten Hag. He said that he wasn't...
Who's just been sacked, by the way, after
sacked once again. Poor Eric, not having a good time of it, is he? Ex-Man United managers in general, Ole and Jose as well. There's something going on. But, there was talk about his attitude in training. Ten Hag left him out of the squad for an Arsenal game September 2023. He then clapped back on social media, and since then it's just kind of snowballed, hasn't it? And out of the players in the quote-unquote bomb squad with Man United, there was Rasmus Højlund, Marcus Rashford, etc. He was the one that I was worried about the most, because he didn't want to go to Chelsea, he didn't want to go to Roma. There were reports about money being an issue. And I was thinking before this Aston Villa move, I wonder if he'll look back on this time when he's retired and maybe question if he has made the right moves. But
Angelina, that's a great question. You just mentioned the move for 70-odd million. Let's say you got 10% of that, 7 mil. Okay? So it's different to our day, or certainly my day, when money was tight.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, you earn more than the normal guy in the street. But it's a short life, and it evens itself out. But you've no trade, you leave school. I just think now they get so much money early, these young kids, that if it doesn't work, they shrug their shoulders, and they will look back and say, God, why didn't that work? Why? But it doesn't matter. I'm going on holiday tomorrow. It's totally different now.
But I think sometimes players do have to humble themselves, and I think a really good example was Romelu Lukaku, because when he left Manchester United, he took a pay cut and went to Italy. He then got that massive move to Chelsea, and the wages went right back up again. But I think with Jadon Sancho, from a selfish point of view, I'm happy because I hope it raises his stock and he can get a permanent departure. But I wanted to ask you, Gabby, about this Sancho move. All jokes aside, can he get something out of him?
So for me, I look back at Jadon Sancho. I mean, for Dortmund, where he had his most joy, 158 games, 53 goals, 67 assists he got for Dortmund. Manchester United, didn't work out. 83 games, 12 goals, 6 assists. Not a great record for an attacking winger. And in Chelsea, only 41 games, 5 goals, but 10 assists. So his stats are obviously getting worse and worse.
Yeah.
For me, his contract's up end of the season. I think Manchester United might have the option to an extension of 1 year.
Yeah.
It's make or break.
Yeah.
Because if he doesn't put in a top season for Aston Villa and do really well, your £350,000 a week will go down to £50,000 a week
let me ask
at
you
your new
this.
club.
Is it harder being a wide player, a winger, than being a midfield player? Midfield player, you're always on the ball, you're getting the ball, you're involved in the game. Wingers, sometimes, Martinelli, he does my head in, right?
Yeah.
He's willing, he's game, but he when does he ever take someone on and get the byline and whip them in?
Al, the problem is that, and Angelina will agree, is that Rashford's similar. One game, unbelievable, and you're like, oh, yes, next week, oh, you're not running around. You don't fancy it today. That's been the problem with Sancho. And if you've done that at Aston Villa, he won't play.
But you are relying on the ball being a forward player.
Yeah, but they get the
quality.
ball. They do get the ball, but some games they look interested and they're running around and they're pressing and they're taking players on. And the amount of times I've seen Sancho in the last 3 or 4 seasons get the ball, pass it back,
See,
not
Højlund,
take on his
right,
defender.
he's willing, isn't he? He'll run all day for you,
Yeah.
Højlund. He just wasn't getting quality service. I'm not saying he's a great player, but you give him, he will run for you. He'll make runs. Give him the ball.
Yeah.
He's 25, Sancho.
This is it.
He's 26
You're
in
right.
March. Like, come on, it's go time.
It is make or break. But regarding Emery, I'm thinking, could he be the right manager? Because he has a bit of a rep of being, like a bit like a supply teacher. Like he lets you get away with certain things. He's not as rigid as somebody like Ruben Amorim or Eric Ten Hag.
Yeah.
Maybe that could help.
I hope so, but
It helped Rashford to a degree in that it helped with the move to Barcelona.
Rashford done well at times, but some games he wasn't at his best. But I'm hoping to manage and get more out of Sancho. But the problem is that when you watch him at Chelsea at times, maybe because it's a loan deal, is he into it as much as he would be if he signed for a club? I hope so as a Villa fan. But at 25, his contract's up next summer.
Yeah.
Your next contract is going to be, so much less money because you haven't put in the...
He's just 25.
Only 25.
He's now coming into his prime.
Yes.
26, 27, 28, this is your prime. In fact, maybe a little bit, maybe 29, 30 now.
Yeah. I mean...
But, you want to see good players with ability and pace and trickery do well, but...
What are his goals, though? Does he want to get back into England's squad?
This is it.
Does he want to go to the World Cup? Go and prove yourself at Aston Villa now?
I'm back to the money side of it, Angelina.
This is it. What's more important to him? I'm not too sure.
And these young kids now coming through, don't get me wrong, they've earned the right to get in the first team at 17, 18. But the amount of money they're giving them to keep them at the club, because they know they're going to sell them for a few tens of millions later on, it's just killing their hunger for the game.
Now, there's players at clubs now that they're never going to play for this Premier League club. I'm not going to name names, but they keep getting contracts to stay at the club and going sent out on loan. So the club are hoping that this player does well so we can sell him on for 30 million.
Yeah.
So they're getting really good contracts and great money as an investment. You're never going to play for the football club that you're contracted to, but go and do well in League One or the Championship, and then, yes, we've got a 20 million, 30 million pound asset we can sell, and that's all profit. It's a business now with these players.
It is. But I did want to ask as well, there are some other Man United deadweight players. Would you have any? Could you take a few more off our hands? Andre Onana, Tyrell Malacia, Manuel Ugarte.
We've got no.
Please help us out.
We've got no dough, have we? What do you want for them? Can we have 5 million for Onana? 5 for Malacia?
At this point, whatever.
You got to look at who bought these players.
Yes.
Someone's made a fortune out of this.
Oh, God, yeah.
Someone has made an absolute fortune, and they'll get the tic-tac, and they'll say it lovely. Right, here we go, Lone Star every lunch in Barbados.
But Anthony signed for 83 million, 85 million. Been sold for 20-something. Højlund was 73.
Would you have paid that for him? Would you have paid that for him?
No, but the amount of money Manchester United are losing on players they've bought and what they're selling them for now is crazy.
Right, I've got a break. Angelina, thank you.
Cheers, Angelina.
Very disappointed, dread Angelina. 7:30, Matt Murray coming up to get stuck into Gabby. Matt the Yam Yam, 7:30.
A lot of that period was tough mentally for my head, you know, with the injury and trying to come back and feel good again. And after that, after about a year and a half, 2 years, I felt myself again.
England's World Cup qualifier against Andorra is live on Saturday afternoon here on talkSPORT. So too is the trip to Serbia on Tuesday night. Now, Alexander Isak is in great spirits ahead of Sweden's World Cup qualifier against Slovenia. That's according to Jon Dahl Tomasson, who says he'll treat the British record transfer with care.
So is he able to play 90 minutes? Of course not. Are we going to do stupid things? No, we are not going to do any stupid things with him. So we have a plan, but he's smiling and he's happy to be here.
Novak Djokovic says he's got a couple of days to get his body ready to face Carlos Alcaraz on Friday in the US Open. How does he feel about the fact that everyone in New York is expecting another Alcaraz versus Sinner final?
We don't need to spend words about two of them. You know, we know that they're two best players in the world. Everybody's probably expecting and anticipating the finals between two of them. I'm going to try to mess up the plans of most of the people, and let's see.
All your latest is at talksport.com.
25 minutes to 8 o'clock. talkSPORT breakfast with me, Brazil, Gabby Agbonlahor and Arnold Clark. Get £750 off any used electric car or home charger. Our biggest competition to date is now live, and we're giving you the chance to win Oasis tickets. Plus, listen to this, £25,000. Yes! 2 lucky winners, not one, but 2, will win a pair of Oasis tickets when they return to Wembley on September 27th. Plus, that's not all. Alongside the tickets, we're giving the chance to win a whopping 25 grand. What about that? For all the details on how to enter this amazing competition, listen up right now.
18 plus, UK excluding Northern Ireland. For a chance to win, text the word Oasis to 83338 and you're in the draw. Text costs £2 plus 1 standard network rate message. You must have the bill payer's permission. Or you can enter for free by calling 0330 880 338. All entries must be received by the 19th of September at 9 a.m. This is a talkSPORT limited promotion run on talkSPORT, Talk and Virgin Radio UK stations. Full terms and conditions at talksport.com.
Now, Wolves fans, what on earth is going on at the Molineux? 3 games, 3 defeats, been a pretty disaster of a start to the season.
It's Wolves 0, City 4.
We need new players. We need quality. 12.
Wolves did struggle last season. They lost 2 of their best players in Aid Nouri and in Cunha. So I think it'll be a tough season for them.
And there goes the full-time whistle. Bournemouth have clocked their first ever Premier League win over Wolves here at the Vitality.
My natural thought process on that, the Wolves fans will hate me for it, is to think again with Wolves, because I think they were very fortunate to have got a very good manager in, took them out of a nosedive and got them focused in the right direction.
From a Wolves point of view, to lose 15 Premier League goals, that's a big dent to not replace. I do worry about Wolves.
The full-time whistle has blown, and it's another defeat for Wolves. Now, 3rd in a row at the start of this campaign, and it's finished Wolves 2, Everton 3.
We are conceding a lot of goals, and this is not normal in my teams.
I think the majority of Wolves fans would say I'd rather get relegated and frost and sell the club because fans are sick of them.
Under pressure. You bang out of order there, Gab. Laughing like that. Dear oh dear, rock bottom of the league after the first 3 games. Remember last year, their opening game at Old Trafford, they were brilliant.
Yes, they'll be fine though. They'll be fine. Wolves.
No points and 8 goals conceded after losing Cunha and Nouri. 2 of the top 3 goal scorers last year, would you believe? It doesn't look like the right replacements have been signed, though. That's the worrying time at Molineux at the moment. So we thought we'd get a bit more on Wolves to address their problem. Let's say a very good morning to former keeper on Sky Sports, talkSPORT, Matt Murray. Matt, morning.
Good morning, Matt.
Good morning. Good morning, you two. And Gabby, you live near me, so wait. Before that, taking a mick out of Wolves.
You see the size of him, Al? You'll absolutely squash me, mate. About 7 foot, muscles. I'm sorry, Matt.
I won't catch you though, will I, with my dodgy knees and how quick you are, mate. So
not anymore, mate.
Oh. Matt, you know, look, it's early doors yet, isn't it? I just mentioned that opening game at Old Trafford last season. Wolves were great. They've lost a few good players. Have they replaced properly? We'll have to wait and see. But it's early doors, and there's the 3 that come up, and they've started okay. The 2, especially 2 of them have come up. Is it all about now, the way you look at your old club, is it all about staying in the Premier now, or has it got to be better than that?
I actually think it is about staying in the Premier League, and that is a concern. Just mentioned there, live in the area, around people, speak to Wolves fans all the time, and you bump into them, they talk to you, and it's been a window where, yes, frustration, we lost players early. Okay, everyone knew Cunha was going to go, Aid Nouri. The Semedo situation, okay, ran his contract down, and then you're thinking they had a guy lined up who ended up going to Atletico. They got Chachua and came on against Bournemouth, did okay, but I think that's a concern. Didn't finish the season that great, didn't look brilliant in pre-season, lost some very, very good players. And a few years ago under Nuno, this is a Wolves side that was pushing for Europe, and now I think we've only stayed up because the teams that had come up had been weak. You mentioned it there in the build-up. These teams that have come up are pretty strong. So Wolves fans want to see what these new players are like. They'll get behind them. They'll give them a chance. But this is a good manager who I don't feel, you just listen to his interviews, I'm not sure he's convinced, and you just hope he doesn't walk. But yeah, I think at the moment it's making sure we're not in the bottom 3 and then going to January and seeing what it is. But I think it is at the moment, for me, about staying in the Premier League.
Matt, I love Strand Larsen. I mean, last season he got 14 Premier League goals, but to lose Cunha, 15 Premier League goals he got, and then your third top goal scorer was Aït-Nouri with 4 goals. So it's looking like Wolves need goals from elsewhere. But talk to me about the new striker, because he looks exciting. Tolu Arokadare, I don't know if I pronounced that right, my Nigerian brother. But he got 21 goals in 40 last season for Genk in the Belgian Pro League. He looks like one that could be exciting for the fans.
Yeah, he looks exciting. I don't know loads about him. I've tried to do a bit of research. I don't know loads about the Belgium league as well. And that's the bit for me as well, that I was chatting to a Wolves fan again only yesterday. And he said the last striker that came over from in Belgium and directly came into the Premier League and really smashed it was Mitrovic. And that's been a while, if you know what I mean. So
Matt, Bruges were great. I know it was Rangers against an SPL side, but Bruges played some great football.
Yeah, they played some great football, but no disrespect, I don't think Rangers have started great, and some of the goals that were gifted and stuff. But
I'm sure Benteke come, didn't he? From
did he come directly?
From Belgium. Yeah, so he turned out to be a top player. Maybe that's what the Wolves need, Matt. A player like this to, oh wow, he's had a great season, and maybe Strand Larsen, who might be looking elsewhere, you get big money for him next summer.
Well, that used to be the Wolves model, didn't it? So I was really happy that we kept Strand Larsen because we lost other players. Excited to see what the new striker's like. Haven't seen him yet. Some of the other new signings haven't really overwhelmed me, if I'm honest. And a lot of them aren't even starting. Okay. So you talk about Cunha going, Arias has replaced him. Just looked okay at the moment, so I think we lack a bit of pace. But Larsen's big, so yeah, hopefully, because if somebody comes back in for Strand Larsen again at 60 million, the usual Wolves model would be sell him, and I would have said sell him because it would have been an amazing profit, but we didn't have the replacement lined up. And back in the day, that's what they used to do. Neto, come in, grow for a bit, sold. Lots of players.
Look at the
like
players that you've lost, Matt. Neto,
Neves.
Neves.
Yeah, but that was the model, wasn't it? You knew that the late Diogo Jota. Yeah. You knew that he'd come in, he'd develop, he'd go. Neto, come in, go. Aït-Nouri.
But Brighton are a bit like that, aren't they? They've done that for years, haven't they, Brighton?
Yeah, and I've got no problem with that model, nor of Wolves fans. But at the moment, that was lads coming in, really, really strong start in 11, a bit of time, and then sold. And I just feel at the moment the big guys have gone that you've just mentioned there, but the ones that are coming in, I just don't think our starting 11 is anywhere near as strong as that season.
Matt, talk to me about just goalkeepers, Gab, because I'm looking at the club. Goalkeepers now, Matt. I don't know. Are clubs signing goalkeepers regardless of how good shot stoppers they are? It's all about how good they are with their feet and distribution. I find it weird. I really do.
Look, everyone's got their way of playing, and a lot of now, if you watch all the academy football and teams coming through, and obviously Edison, for me, who's just moved on, he's the one who transformed that. Alisson still, for me, is my favourite goalkeeper because I think his feet are great, but his shot stopping is amazing. And that is why I am so glad that Donnarumma's come in. Yes. For me, he's amazing. I watched him at Villa Park on that night. If it wasn't for him, they'd have gone out. Yeah. How many big saves did he make? Now, people are talking like he's got clown shoes on. His feet are more than adequate. But what he brings, playing for his country, playing for PSG, he was doing it
against the Arsenal as well. He was magnificent.
The saves were amazing. So you talk about me being big, Gabby. That guy's massive. But he's so good. So I think that Man City have maybe sacrificed a little bit of the build-up, but not loads because he's still good. I think Courtois was one of the best goalkeepers to play in the Premier League. So I love it. So, yeah, I agree with you, Alan. It's something that frustrates me. A lot of young goalies that talk about their passing, this and that. Oh, but I could have saved 3 of the goals. Your job, you're a goalkeeper.
But do you think, though, Matt, I know we have our thoughts, we're older, old-school generation, but do you think now, in academies, when you're coming, how good are you with your feet? I don't care if you make great saves, but if you can't really play with your feet, then not for us. We'll move you on. Is that what they're looking at now?
Yeah, it is. And for me, they don't do enough of the basics of the goalkeeping. It's like, same with midfielders. Midfielders should be able to do a bit of everything for me. Yes. But goalkeepers, going back to that, yes, make the saves, do all the get your tactical, your technical bits right.
Come for crosses when it's on. Set pieces, come.
But the goalkeeper has, everyone's playing with this higher line now. They have to, in the build-up, they have to be higher. They have to sweep up and they get sent off in certain situations. But I still think do not neglect making the saves. And that's why the best goalkeepers go for so much. Yes, they're good with their feet, but they win you points. They win you games with the big saves. And
Matt, early on in the season, I think it might have been the Barnet keeper, and I've seen it from a few keepers down in League One, League Two. And he was coming out with the ball, then his touch was a bit too strong. Centre forward takes it off him and goes to put it in the back of the net. And I'm just like, when has League Two football become keepers are coming out with the ball from the back?
Because, Gabby, the managers know that if they don't have these stats, they don't move on and get signed, because that's what the clubs look for when they're appointing their managers. Russell Martin gets a lot of jobs because of what he does with the ball. And then goalkeepers have to be able to do it. And if they don't do it, the manager doesn't play them. So, and the manager, though, then has to own it if it goes wrong. But yeah, I still think I love Nick Pope. I think he's been one of the best goalkeepers. Feet are decent, okay, but his goalkeeping is fantastic. So I'm totally with you guys on that, and I think academies have got a lot to answer for in that one.
Nice one, Matt. Thank you.
Matt, look after yourself.
Couple of days.
Thank
Have a
you
great
so much.
weekend as well. Enjoy international football. Okay, the next. 9 o'clock, we have David O'Leary and Neil Warnock. It's just gone 8:15.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Doing what matters for the trade. Find your local branch at travisperkins.co.uk.
coming home, it's coming. Football's coming home, it's coming home, it's coming home, it's coming. Football's coming home.
Sing.
It's coming.
Sing.
Home, it's coming home. It's coming.
Sing.
Football's coming home. It's coming.
Come on now.
It's coming.
Got a bit of English in here. Come on. Football's
There's
coming.
no English in me.
It's coming home.
7:52. Angelina's back. Angelina, what we got?
Well, it is all about England. There's an article in the Times. I'm sorry.
Well, hold on a minute. Angelina Kelly, Gabby Agbonlahor, Alan Brazil. There's not a bit of English amongst us.
For God's sake.
There isn't, is there?
There is, mate.
A little bit.
Angelina's a paddy. You're a Nigerian and I'm a jock.
You're a Nigerian.
I can't really argue with that. But anyway, in the Times, there's an article by Jonathan Norcroft, who has done a little bit of digging, and the title of this is "How Can England Play Andorra 8 times but never play Messi?" So he's taken a look at the stats and wants to understand why England are constantly facing the minnows in international fixtures. So obviously, England will be playing Andorra, and there's a player called Mark Velez. He's got 100 caps for Andorra. He's 35. He first faced England under Fabio Capello when David Beckham was still captain.
Wow.
He's set to make his 6th appearance against England on Saturday, more than Pele, Diego Maradona, Ronaldinho and Johan Cruyff combined. Andorra, it's the population of Western Super. I don't know if you've been. It's lovely.
Let me ask Gabby, where do you think Andorra is, Gabby? Don't say a word.
I reckon it's close to Italy.
What?
No.
Are you joking?
No.
Where is it? I don't know.
It's on the Spanish border. It's a ski resort.
Yeah, it's not far from Italy.
Yes.
What?
From Italy.
Come on, let's move on.
It's lovely anyway. You should try and go if you can. It's
Right,
very nice. Good for skiing, isn't it? Yeah. But it has the population of Western Supermare, basically.
Amazing,
but
isn't it? It's amazing.
they're playing England more regularly than the Netherlands or France. It's like, with no disrespect, like in the article it says it's like Liverpool facing Rochdale all the time and maybe playing Arsenal every now and then. It just doesn't make sense. And in November it will be 20 years since England last played Argentina at senior men's football. So Lionel Messi has never faced England, but this 35-year-old guy playing for Andorra, who plays in the Spanish 4th division, I might add, has faced England
Let's be
6
honest,
times.
the World Cup qualifiers now, I mean, it must be 100 to 1 on to qualify. The groups that you get now, don't you? The top teams. It's
Well,
so
you
easy.
get Gibraltar in there, and,
Yeah,
you know, a place like that, Liechtenstein. And
Yeah.
When it was like, oh, you might not qualify, you got a tough qualifying group.
There's no
Now it's
jeopardy.
like, yeah, no jeopardy. You'll be in the World Cup, no problem.
Yeah, I mean, the game will be live on talkSPORT at 5 p.m. on Saturday. Adrian Durham, Jim Proudfoot, Stuart Pearce and Faye Carruthers will be bringing us the commentary live from Villa Park. I will be listening because it's England, but how is international football set up in such a way that they're not playing the best teams? It doesn't make sense to me. And like you say, you're looking at some of these nations that they're facing. Albania ranked 68, Serbia 32, Latvia 137, Andorra 174.
Doesn't gain the interest either, does it? I mean, what day's the game on?
It's on Saturday.
On Saturday. I bet people will be like, nah, not for me. I want to go out and have a look at a few shops. When you're playing teams like Andorra, you want to see this team tested. Can we watch them play Argentina, Spain, France? We lost to Spain in Euros final. Can we see how this squad under Thomas Tuchel can play against Spain? No one's going to be watching England versus Andorra. I won't be.
Well, you get a lot of kids who want to watch it.
I'll be listening to it, though.
Of course, always listening to it.
I won't be watching.
But there is this debate that every few years, you know, whether there should be preliminary qualification games for some of these smaller nations.
Well, but do they not want to open up even more?
Yeah.
That was muted, wasn't it, a few months ago?
What do you
mean? More minnows in.
But, you know...
Who?
Huh?
Like who?
Like some Pacific Islanders and stuff like that.
Oh, the man.
But, I mean, you know, you look at Andorra, San Marino, Gibraltar, shouldn't just be thrown into big groups with everyone else when all they do is lose every game. So would you be in favour of that, of maybe changing it?
They play each other.
Maybe.
And then the winner gets into the groups. Maybe.
But Thomas Tuchel is looking reportedly at maybe finding a way to play bigger nations, because England could do pre-tournament training for the World Cup and warm-up games in the US.
The problem Tuchel has is a game like Andorra. You want to give the squad players, if you like, you're starting 11. But then again, how much time does he have to work with systems and who can play there? It's a difficult one. It's a
tough task.
I don't know who the games are. I don't know who the games are in the March international break, but you'd want that to be like, all right, we've got 2 games and we're going to play 2 top teams. And like you says, can they get over to America before the World Cup? And maybe play a couple of games over there,
play bigger nations because it would be easier. But it is, it's an interesting one. I think for Thomas Tuchel, it's a tough task because he's trying all these different players to try and see who will be on that plane. But when they're facing opposition that aren't the best, then how have you got a good read of it? Yeah,
you don't learn anything because on Saturday against Andorra. You want to play your most attacking fullbacks.
We've played them 6 times recently. What you're getting.
They're just going to get behind the ball, aren't they?
Exactly. You've got to break them down. And it's a lose-lose. Because if you win 7-0, or you should do, if you win 1 or 2-0, it's like, you only beat Andorra 1-2-0. So they're pointless games. But it's not the manager's fault. They have to get the points on the table to obviously qualify. But I want to see us play France. I want to see us test ourselves against Spain. Have we learned anything from the Euros?
You're a big Messi fan. You'd love an Argentina.
England don't get me started. Let's see what we can do against an Argentina side in a neutral venue.
Maybe you can start a petition. You like writing your letters and stuff.
Don't get me started. Howard Webb.
Start a petition for England to face Argentina.
Howard Webb. Don't get me started on it.
Maybe the next hour we'll take a few calls on that. What's the answer? Why I say we? Why are we taking on?
Yeah, but we don't want to. No, but you said we. It's fine to say we. Excuses if we lose in the World Cup to an Italy, a Spain, a France, an Argentina, Brazil. We didn't have the prep, we didn't have the experience, this squad of players to play against these teams. No excuses this World Cup. And the manager as well. If he doesn't do well in this World Cup, if he doesn't win it, has he got a future as England manager? So I'm with you, Al. We need to get calls and speak to the fans. Us.
No, I'm Angelina, Irish and Scottish.
Yep.
Right, coming up 2 minutes to 8 o'clock.
Ruben Loftus-Cheek was at his mum's house when he got the text from the England camp. It's been a long time coming for the AC Milan midfielder. A string of injuries sparked a 7-year absence from the England camp.
A lot of that period was tough mentally for my head, you know, with the injury and trying to come back and feel good again. And after that, after about a year and a half, 2 years, I felt myself again.
England's World Cup qualifier against Andorra is live on Saturday afternoon here on talkSPORT. So too is the trip to Serbia on Tuesday night. Now, Alexander Isak is in great spirits ahead of Sweden's World Cup qualifier against Slovenia. That's according to Jon Dahl Tomasson, who says he'll treat the British record transfer with care.
So is he able to play 90 minutes? Of course not. Are we going to do stupid things? No, we are not going to do any stupid things with him. So we have a plan, but he's smiling and he's happy to be here.
Never mind Kevin De Bruyne and Luka Modric moving to Serie A this summer. It's all about an Englishman knocking on the door of 40. That's according to Italian football expert Daniele Fischella, whose fantasy football WhatsApp groups are abuzz.
There's only one name that is circulating since a couple of weeks, and that's Jamie Vardy. Everyone wants Jamie Vardy. It's really almost a marquee signing that has overshadowed the other signings that come to Italy, from De Bruyne to Modric this summer. And you must say, I mean, Cremonese are really pulling all the strings. We've seen the pictures earlier of Vardy next to a violin. So they have made already a new nickname, Stradivardi.
Novak Djokovic says he's got a couple of days to get his body ready to face Carlos Alcaraz on Friday in the US Open. How does he feel about the fact that everyone in New York is expecting another Alcaraz versus Sinner final?
We don't need to spend words about two of them. You know, we know that they're two best players in the world. Everybody's probably expecting and anticipating the finals between two of them. I'm going to try to mess up the plans of most of the people, and let's see.
And minimum salary requirements have now been introduced in the top 2 tiers of women's football. That's part of a series of reforms being implemented by the new governing body. All your latest is at talksport.com.
Five past 8 on talkSPORT. The talkSPORT breakfast with me and Gabby and Arnold Clark. Get the UK's best used car deals guaranteed on the way for you this morning. Here we go. The one and only Neil Warnock will also be with us to reflect on his new best mate, Pep Guardiola, getting off to a shocking start, poor start to the season at City. And we'll find out if he's happy with Jed Spence. West Ham fans, we're taking your calls. 03717223344. Is it really fair to be protesting against the board after the success you've had?
Who's running through on goal? He shoots and scores and wins the Europa Conference League final for West Ham United in the last minute of the game.
I actually think the last 2 years in European football for West Ham has been an incredible journey. Last year we won the group, got to semi-final, now won a final.
We were sitting 9th in the table. We were 6th 3 weeks ago. So,
what a catastrophe! Where do you want to be? You're a West Ham fan. You want Moyes in or out?
Yeah, of course he wants Moyes in.
Out all day long. Out.
Honestly.
We had a Scott Parker or a Brendan Rodgers as manager, I think we'd get there.
George, you saying you want David Moyes gone?
I don't want him out tonight, but I do want him to go by the end of the season.
You're 8th.
Let's be brutally honest. We're going through a terrible time. He's going to get booed out the stadium.
Would you rather have your side playing free-flowing, fluent football and struggling for survival in the Premier League, or be where you are now?
I think it's important as well that you're careful what you wish for in football.
Yeah, that's the old the academy of football, isn't it? When you talk to older West Ham fans, the way we played the game, but you know, Davy, 7th, what was it, 7th, 8th, 9th, or something like that, and that European trophy. Okay, it's not the big one, but the fans are blind in time, didn't they?
Back-to-back top 7 finishes for David Moyes.
Well, there you go, and you go back to
record points in the Premier League.
The 7th of June, 2023 seems a long time ago now, doesn't it?
Record Premier League points out. I've got 65. And that's a record. Finished in 6th and 7th, back-to-back seasons. 19 Premier League games they won in that season as well. So West Ham fans, I'm sure, will look back and maybe regret David Moyes leaving.
Front page of the Telegraph Sport this morning. West Ham on brink of civil war. The East London club could be facing turmoil after the official fan advisory board, which claims to represent 25,000 supporters, issued a letter of no confidence in the board. The letter is addressed to joint chairs David Sullivan, Vanessa Gold, shareholder Daniel Kretinsky and non-exec director Albert Smith. Protests are now planned. Vice chair Baroness Brady, joined Sean Custis and Henry Winter in the Sunday edition studio, and this is last month, and said it's frustrating when fans don't realise how much owners care.
I don't think people really understand. I mean, a lot of people, they look at club directors and they think we're quite remote, or they think we don't care in the way that supporters care. Trust me, we care. Yesterday hurt us as much as it hurt them. We're always thinking about what can we do every day to make the club better. All we want to do is fulfil all our hopes and dreams and expectations our supporters have. We're all supporters of the club. We're thinking all the time, what do we need to do? How do we need to do it? How can we improve? And when you don't get the results that you want, you're thinking about it even harder. And there is a pressure associated with that, you know, but you do football's only just begun. There's a long way to go. So we still have that expectation. We know this is a good squad. It has a quality about it. And for whatever reason yesterday it didn't click, but it hurts us just as much as it hurts everybody else. But it's our job to go and fix it.
West Ham's net spend in the transfer market in the last 5 years is £370 million in debt. Gabby, is that enough for a club like West Ham? Do they need to up it?
I think it's not about how much you spend, is it? It's sometimes what you spend the money on. I mean, they signed Nicholas Fulkrug for near enough £30 million. Do you know what I mean? He runs like he's got no hips. He can't get around the pitch. Honestly, what a bad signing. Yes, he done well at the Euros. I think it was the World Cup, but he's not good enough player for me. So that was a strange signing. So it was the Euros he done well at, and other signings that they've had. Tadibo signed for 32 million.
Who is buying these people? This is what gets me with modern football. Yeah. Who is buying them? It's like. You know, Eddie Howe, with the problems he's had with Isak, well, it's nothing to do with me. I'm sorry. You know, my job is to get my squad ready for the next game. It's nothing to do with me. You know, who is, what gives them the expertise to go and spend 40, 50 million a time? Who are they? Who are these people?
But when I watch these West Ham defenders, Mavropanos, played against Forest, done better, but he's been poor. Tadibo was dropped for the game against Forest. What happens? Clean sheet, win 3-0. Because you're not playing these defenders that they're not quick enough when they play a high line. You know, some of the goals West Ham have conceded in the last 12 months. I'm watching Kilman. I mean, Kilman signed for £40 million from Wolves, and he's got to do better. So it's about what you spend the money on, not the amount you spend, because you can get good deals. Aston Villa got Morgan Rodgers for £10 million.
Yeah.
Probably worth 100 now. So you could have signed someone for 80. That's not as good as a player that you signed for 10 million. It's about the scouting. It's about who's making the decisions. Now in football clubs, we're hearing that managers don't always have the last say on players. How can that work?
Gabby, we've got to be careful what we see here. Do you think there's a bit of skullduggery goes on?
What do you mean?
when players are bought for really inflated prices?
Now there's definitely deals going on between clubs, 100%. I've seen.
But the middleman?
No, I don't mean in that way. I mean, you know what? We'll buy that player off you for maybe 30 million when they're a 15 million pound player, but you've got to buy this player off us for 50, but he's a 35 million pound player. That's happening definitely with football clubs, and I'm sure I heard that Aston Villa and Newcastle, because Jacob Ramsey went to Newcastle, they couldn't do business again afterwards on another deal. I don't know if that's true, but I'm sure the Premier League are stamping down on it, because overinflated prices for players is something that we're seeing now. But West Ham, they've spent money, but not always spent it wisely. I do like Diouf, the left back they signed for 20 million. Hermansen, the goalkeeper, had a bit of a shaky start. Fernandes from Southampton, 38 million. He's a very good player. I'm sure he'll do well for them. And Callum Wilson, free transfer, hasn't cost you anything. He looked great when he come on against Forest, scored a great goal. Have you seen his movement for the goal? He made 8-9 different movements to get the header away from the defender.
Straight down.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? So sometimes, Ali, he could have went and brought someone like Fulkrug for 30 million, but Callum Wilson's a free transfer and a better player. So it's all about...
Better player, yeah.
A lot better player. Do you know what I mean? A better striker, but it didn't cost him anything. So it's all about the business you do. Don't just go and blow money on anything to keep the fans happy because we spent 200 million this summer. What about going and getting quality and get deals?
West Ham fans, give us a call this morning. Are you going to join the protest against the board? Tell us exactly why you're protesting. 03 717 22 3344 is the number. Give us a call. And we'll head to the phone lines right now and speak to a fan who's backing the protest. Dominic Sahammer. Dominic, a very good morning.
Good morning, Dom.
Good morning, Al. Good morning, Gabby. I'm phoning from Malta. I'm supporting my team from afar and even my fellow team supporters. Just to put something straight from what was said earlier, Gab. It's true. In our last season, we finished 9th, not 14th.
Thank you, mate.
But we must remember that in January we were 3rd, and the club and Moyes did nothing to keep that place or improve on it. We were 3rd in January. We didn't buy anyone to improve or keep our place. So that hurt us a lot. I think we only won 2 games from January till May.
Yeah.
So and we didn't push to sack Moyes. Moyes that did his time. We're all grateful. We will love him for all our lives. But his time was over. He didn't want to work under a director of football, and he decided not to sign a contract. So we're happy for him, but we must not say we were bad to leave him go. It was a bad decision. I don't think that. We should have improved on Moyes.
But what about your director of football now? Is he doing a great job, or was David right to leave?
I think he was called the pair diver. He never bought anyone on the cheap. The director of football spent a lot of money on players which eventually ended up doing nothing for us, a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
So yes.
So David was correct to leave.
Not correct, but it's a style you have to accept or not. The thing is that the board are not consistent. They want to work with the director of football, then they want to work without him. That's what we're calling. There's no consistency. There's no footballing decisions being taken seriously. It's all like proactive.
Well, let me ask you this then. Why do you need a director of football? Does that mean the board don't trust the manager's judgment in buying players and selling players?
I think it's more the new way of doing things. It's more than trust. But what I expect from West Ham is a clear vision, not like reacting to what others are doing or what the people are saying. We have to have a clear vision, a clear program. We don't have consistency in the way we buy players, in the way we choose our players, and that's hindering us. We are not progressing. And apart from all the footballing things which we should be disgruntled about, there's the move to the stadium. No matter how they try to make it look pretty, and it's not a nice experience. The most fans I interact with stopped going to the stadium, not because of the football, but because of the match day experience. The match day experience is nothing what it used to be compared to Upton Park.
What's wrong with it, mate?
And everything outside the stadium, inside the stadium. I think if you visited as an away supporter, you know how many scaffoldings you see and carpets covering cables and stuff. It's not a nice experience. It's never. Obviously, I have to say supporters have to do much more to enhance the singing and the atmosphere, that's from our side. But the stadium itself and the atmosphere outside the 2 hours before the match have nothing to do with as it used to be in Upton Park.
Okay, Dominic, thank you.
Fair enough, mate.
Dominic's point there about the atmosphere outside. Look, we're more concerned with the football club, but just on the atmosphere outside, the Bowen Stadium was famous, wasn't it? It was great buzzing with the Bowen pub and all around it. Whereas Stratford's a little bit. It's a how did I not a white elephant? No, that's wrong.
Space, isn't there?
Because my friend's got because he does a lot of work with local companies around West Ham, Stratford, Dagenham. So he has a beautiful box there, and it's a great seat. Where you go a bit of corporate and you drive straight in. So from that point of view, it's great. But from a punter who used to go down to a pub and have jellied eels and da-da-da-da. It's not the same.
But for me, Al, I played at Upton Park many times, and I hated going there because you're getting all sorts of the fans so close to the pitch. They made it that atmosphere where no one enjoyed coming to Upton Park. Now you go to West Ham, and I've heard fans that have been to games and I can't see the game. I'm too far away from the pitch. You look at Everton Stadium they built. It's still got that tightness to the
Tottenham as well.
The pitch. Tottenham's as well. That's what you need, all these new stadiums. Etihad, Arsenal's new stadium, the Emirates. You look at these, even Wembley. Got to be closer to the pitch, but at West Ham you're not. So it's hard to get that atmosphere. When the football's really bad, like it was against Chelsea, honestly, you hear a pin drop.
But going back, very briefly, going back to his, the director of football, I'm just, Fergie wouldn't put up with it, Bobby Robson wouldn't put up with it. I know the game's changed, but has it changed for the better? Is it that great now or not?
But I think, as a director of football or sporting director, yes, they can have their ideas, but it should always be the manager who has the final say. You don't mind a sporting director who's helping and, okay, yeah, I'll have a look at him, but I want to go and see him myself. But if they say, no, we're going to sign him, the stats are good, he's young, we're going to sign him anyway.
Yeah.
Then as a manager, you'd be a bit like, no, that's not for me.
Okay, 18 minutes after 8 o'clock. Keep them coming. 03717 223344. Director of football. It's not for me, by the way. Coral coming next. like a Rochdale cowboy. Little Sam's just got out of bed. He's having a little jig around the barn.
Do you reckon he dresses up, yeah?
I do.
Oh.
I think he's got a Stetson.
Pardon?
I think he's got a Stetson.
What else does he dress up as, Al?
Yeah. No. He's, Billy the Kid. Yeah. I think he's a bit.
He likes to dress up. Yeah, we have to get some more info on his Sam Matt face.
It's all coming back to me now. He likes Shania Twain and Country and Western, Tammy Wynette, Stand By. He's into all that.
Yeah. Interesting. Sam Matt face, if you want to give us a call, explain, let us know.
Right, time now for the latest odds with Coral. Not the Rhinestone Cowboy, not the Dallas Cowboys, but the Rochdale Cowboy.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral. We're here for the fans this season. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
Sam's Boots ball accounts for a few £100. There you go.
Wow.
Right, John Hills joins us. John, how are we,
Morning,
pal?
John.
Good morning, boys. Yeah, really well, thank you. I love a bit of Glenn Campbell. Al, great song there, great song choice. Yeah, it's miserable outside. That's the one thing I will say this morning. Just looking out.
John, we've got a new studio here, and we can't see Jack. So,
really? Well, listen, I can tell you, I'll give you a weather report. It's absolutely chucking it down, and I'm meant to be going Lords later for the cricket, England, South Africa. So I hope it stops raining and that sun comes out this afternoon.
You like a bit of pain, don't you? Dear, oh dear, they got absolutely battered first.
Didn't they just? Yeah, it was pathetic performance there, didn't they? I think they thought they were still playing that 100 competition, the short format. 50 overs, guys, here. Take your time a little bit. You don't have to hit every ball for 6. So hopefully a little bit better today. South Africa have been in good form. They beat Australia in an all-day series down under. So they came here, finally tuned up, and we were quite the opposite. So let's hope for a bit better today.
Well, what about England then? Just briefly, are they gearing up? Was the preparation right? Are they gearing up for the Ashes? What's going on?
I don't think so. No, just looking at their tour when they get down to Australia, they used to play about 4 or 5 warm-up matches out before the Ashes. I think they've got one game scheduled against the Lions this year. So they look at it very differently to what they used to. They don't believe in all these warm-up matches anymore. They believe they just go straight in and turn up fresh. So I think they're going to struggle myself. I struggle to see this England team taking 20 wickets down there. That's going to be the big problem, I think, for England. But look, long way off yet. We've got some white ball cricket to come. The 8-13 to level the series against South Africa today. And then they go to New Zealand in October, where I think a lot of the players will be playing. The Ashes will be getting some warm-up matches there with the white ball. So let's stay optimistic. Hopefully we can get a result down there. But you know how difficult it is to win in Australia.
Yeah. Right, John, what about odds? Where do we start?
Well, let's look at a bit of football today, shall we? We've got Wales in action against Kazakhstan, and they're going to be warm favourites, Wales. They're 1-2 to prevail. I think in their last game, they played Belgium, Wales. They're quite impressive. They were 3-0 down against Belgium.
Careful,
got it
John.
Back to 3-3.
We all thought Celtic. We all thought Celtic were favourites. Didn't go that way, did it?
No, you're quite right there. You're quite right. These short price ones, you can't rely on them. But they're 1-2 to prevail today. They'll be playing some good football under Craig Bellamy, have Wales. So they're in action at 3:00. And then Northern Ireland versus Luxembourg, the big force of Luxembourg, are in action at 7:45. And Northern Ireland just favourites here, 13-10. Favourites, 27-10 Luxembourg.
Where's the game? Where's the game, John? Where's the game at?
Luxembourg.
It's in Luxembourg, yeah.
I was going to say, I thought Ireland were favourites, but...
Just about, though. Yeah, they lost to them 12. Just reading here, the preview and the Excellent Racing Post. They lost to them 12 years ago. It was Luxembourg's first victory at home since 1972. So I don't think they've got good memories there of Northern Ireland.
I tell you, the famous thing about Luxembourg is you stop there on your way down the Alps. It's cheap petrol. That's about it.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Ah, nice. Good knowledge, Al. Good knowledge. It's an education coming on this programme.
Yeah. John, what else we got? What about racing? Let's get on to the racing.
Well, the big news early in the week, Alan, this is a shame, really. Ryan Moore's out for the season, so real shame. You know how highly we rate Ryan Moore, the best jockey in the world, bar none, is Ryan. So he's going to rejig probably the jockey plans for Ballydole at the back end of the season. We've got the St. Ledger coming up.
Well, we've got the Arc, yeah.
Readers' Cup,
Champions Day.
Champions Day as well. And what he's done, Aidan O'Brien, he's no mug Aidan. He's signed up Christoph Soumillon who's a fantastic Belgian jockey, isn't he? He's cool as you like. Ice cool in his veins is Christoph. So he's going to be riding a lot of these top horses now. So that's going to be interesting. They've obviously got a couple of big players for the St. Ledger next week, Scandinavia and Lamborn, the Derby winner, dual Derby winner. So that's going to be interesting. And then, as you mentioned, the Arc, what will he have in the Arc this year?
What about the filly who won the Guineas? What's she called? She's lightly raced.
Is that Minnie Hawk?
Correct.
Yeah, Minnie Hawk. She is lightly raced. I think she's about 8-1 for the Arc, and that could be his leading hope this year. She'll obviously get some weight allowance against the colts in the race. So fillies, can do well in the Arc, and then a few weeks later, it's Breeders' Cup as well, where we'll have some big shouts, Aidan. So yeah, Christoph Soumillon could be the man for the back end of the season.
Yeah. So John, with the greatest respect, Simon goes down the Breeders' Cup. Steve-O and Mr. Stevens head to Paris. And you're going to, with great respect, Chelmsford.
Well, I'm actually off to Haydock tomorrow. I'm going up Haydock. I've been Haydock for years. That's my local course. And then it'll be Rochdale versus Braintree on Saturday for my good self.
Wow. Braintree, really? Crikey.
To the big games. So I'll treat myself to a nice pie.
Well, that's what Chelmsford Racecourse is, Braintree. There you go. I knew there was a connection.
It is, you're right. Absolutely. We all say that because I get off at Chelmsford and then I realise I've got about 8-12 miles to get there. And I don't drive, so I either have to jump on a bus.
John, I don't envy your life, John, at all, mate.
Oh, well, listen, I live the good life, Gabby. I do. Yeah. I live the good life. Don't
John
worry
likes
about
a pint. He likes a pint.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Do you, John? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I also like the gym, Gabby. I've been in the gym recently, working hard in the gym.
What have you been on, the stepper? The cross-trainer, the stepper?
I haven't done I've been doing a lot of HIIT classes. So,
lovely, mate.
Yeah, I've been getting that heart rate going at 160, 170 miles an hour and burning those calories because we've got to do that, haven't you, in the gym?
Yeah,
how about yourself, Gabby? Are you in good shape at the moment?
Yeah, we're doing all right, mate. Ticking over. You know it is, John.
Yeah. You're known for running down the beach, aren't you, when you head over to Spain and all that?
Well, me and Alan have been talking about that, haven't we, Alan? We do a little trip away.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Tomorrow. John, have a great weekend.
Thank you, John.
Pleasure, boys. Have a good one.
There you go, Rochdale against Braintree. I can't believe
Chelmsford. It's exciting, isn't it? Oh.
Chelmsford, I like going to Chelmsford. I was meant to go last week and I couldn't go, but it was a cracking night.
Why couldn't you go?
Something came up and I couldn't. But it was a cracking night, by all accounts. Right, at 8:30, we're going to take some calls on West Ham. Take calls on anything, to be honest, today. I think we've got a nice, easy day. Neil Warnock coming up and David O'Leary as well.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral. We're here for the fans this season. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
Ruben Loftus-Cheek was at his mum's house when he got the text from the England camp. It's been a long time coming for the AC Milan midfielder. A string of injuries sparked a 7-year absence from the England camp.
A lot of that period was tough mentally for my head, you know, with the injury and trying to come back and feel good again. And after that, I'd say after about a year and a half, 2 years, I felt myself again.
England's World Cup qualifier against Andorra is live on Saturday afternoon here on talkSPORT. So too is the trip to Serbia on Tuesday night. Now, Alexander Isak is in great spirits ahead of Sweden's World Cup qualifier against Slovenia. That's according to Jon Dahl Tomasson, who says he'll treat the British record transfer with care.
So is he able to play 90 minutes? Of course not. Are we going to do stupid things? No, we are not going to do any stupid things with him. So we have a plan, but he's smiling and he's happy to be here.
Novak Djokovic says he's got a couple of days to get his body ready to face Carlos Alcaraz on Friday in the US Open. How does he feel about the fact that everyone in New York is expecting another Alcaraz versus Sinner final?
We don't need to spend words about two of them. You know, we know that they're two best players in the world. Everybody's probably expecting and anticipating the finals between two of them. I'm going to try to mess up the plans of most of the people, and let's see.
All your latest is at talksport.com.
Okay, 25 minutes to 9 o'clock. talkSPORT breakfast. How's that weather, Gab? Still foggy? Or is it
No, it's cleared out now. A bit of rain out. Yeah,
God, did it come down yesterday?
Oh, oof. Everywhere across the country.
So we get charity golf today and tomorrow. Yeah. Beautiful Brocket Hall. So I'm praying it's tomorrow's going to be lovely. I'm just hoping the rain stays away today.
What's it like in the rain?
Golf, I prefer. I don't mind the rain. It's the wind I hate. I can't stand the wind. But listen, people are paying real good money for charity.
Of course, don't have a good day.
You want them to have a great day, you know. So hopefully, pray God, it'll hold off. talkSPORT breakfast with me, Alan Brazil Gabby Agbonlahor, Arnold Clark. It's £750 off any used electric car or home charger. Now, England are back in action today in the second ODI against South Africa after absolute embarrassment in the opening game. All the focus was on preparation ahead of the series, as apparently it was minimal, and reports this morning are they still haven't practiced ahead of this one either, which is not far from here at Lord's in London. Is this a bad thing, or is it simply because there's too much cricket around at the moment? So what on earth is going on, and should we be concerned ahead of a huge winter down under? Let's ask former England coach now at Sussex. A very good morning to Paul Fabrice. Paul, very good morning.
Good morning, Paul.
Good morning, Alan. Good morning, Gabby. How are you both going?
Good, Paul. It's a difficult one, this, Paul. You know, you're the expert on cricket. Are England undercooked? Not undercooked, but is there? They keep changing formats, and is there just not enough time to prepare properly for the one-day internationals against a real good side, South Africa?
Yeah, look, you could put it that way, but let's be honest. It was a shocking performance at Headingley the other day. I mean, it was a really poor England performance. Nothing went well for them. Jamie Smith got 50, but even that, you know, you've got to go on and get a big score. It was a good pitch, and South Africa showed, you know, they're just hot off the back of beating Australia 2-1 3 weeks ago. But look, the preparation now for international cricket is such that you're just chopping and changing constantly. And what everybody needs to do is work out what is the best cricket we need to play at the right times of the year. And also, you know, you're shortchanging public. You know, you've turned up the other day to pay a lot of money, £100 to watch a game at Headingley, and the game's all over within 20 overs of the second innings because players are not ready to play in that format. They're hot off the back of the 100, fantastic. But why arrange a one-day international 3 days after the final of the 100? That seems absolutely madness to me.
And who's that down to? The ECB?
Yeah, absolutely. And look, you know, we as a county, we benefit from these matches being played because that's where our money comes from. We make money 7 days a year for T20 cricket at Hove. So we're relying on test match revenue, one-day international, T20s, the 100 now coming into the game. So we need the money from that. But what we've also got to be understanding of is these players, you know, some of them finished on Sunday night at Lords in the T20, in the 100 final, sorry. They travel up Monday, that they might have probably had a quiet day Tuesday, but they're straight into a one-day international. You know, why not give them a couple more days so they can be prepared properly for it?
Yeah.
It's no surprise that they put the performance in that they did, to be honest.
I was going to ask you that, Paul, because you coached Geoffrey Archer at Sussex. With so much cricket now for the players, is it more, don't let them practice as much, let them rest so they're fit enough for all the games?
Yeah, absolutely, Gabby. And that's a big part of it. But you know, you've also got to practice. You know, to maintain your skills, to play at the highest level in international sport, you've also got to practice. But there is that, you know, practice, preparation, rest, the travel, all of that sort of stuff that goes into it. And you need to practice, though. You need to practice your skills. You can't just rock up, flick a switch. I don't care how good you are as a cricketer, footballer, whatever your sport, and expect to perform on the day. There needs to be a balance. And unfortunately, at the moment, the balance isn't right, and it's against the players. And it's no surprise that we had the performance we had. But equally, you know, others will say, well, they've been playing white ball cricket. They've been playing in the 100. And also there's this big thing about, you know, the 100 being played in August. But the 100 is there to help us bring new crowds, new people into the game of cricket. And that's exactly what it's done. Yeah. And also it's going to be the lifeline of English cricket. The amount of money that's come in now for the foreign owners, buying teams, it's going to absolutely safeguard English cricket for the next 30 years, hopefully.
And I imagine the kids as well love the 100s, don't they? The short, sharp, you know, people hitting out and stuff like that. And then suddenly we go from one extreme to another, where the lads jump in the plane and head down under for several weeks down in Australia, which is totally different. We've got to be careful here that kids are, you know, it's the old argument again. Kids coming through now are not interested in Test cricket, or are they?
Well, I think most players playing professional cricket would say Test cricket is still the pinnacle. But we are seeing players drifting away to one-day cricket. But interestingly, some that drifted away to only play white ball cricket have started coming back again because they know they need the volume of cricket. Certainly the batters need the volume of cricket to stay in good form, good touch, and be able to play the game. And at the end of the day, the game doesn't change. No matter what sport you play, the basics of the game, good technique, good mindset, good physical prep, all those things don't change. But the Ashes, I mean, this England setup are going to be judged by how the Ashes goes in Australia this winter. So it's a huge series, and England, even then, have got to get their preparation right. You know, we went there 2017 when I was assistant. We were there for 5 weeks, played four warm-up games, and still got hammered. We lost the Ashes within 3 games. In fact, we lost the Ashes within 9 days. So this team are going to go there. They're going to play one warm-up game against England Lions, the second team effectively, and go straight into a Test series. Now, if they win, and they win the Ashes, and we all hope that they do, because it'd be brilliant for English cricket, brilliant for English sport, then they'll be lauded. But if we know that if they go 2-0 down, the preparation will come back.
Correct.
And everyone will hammer them for it.
What about, Paul, what's your biggest fear down under? Is it the Australian pace bowlers? Is that the biggest fear that England have?
The biggest fear for me is not having our pace bowlers fit and ready to go. You know, we need Archer, Wood, Sonny Baker, whoever it might be. We need our fast bowlers. We need a battery of them ready to go. You know, we know that Stark, Hazelwood, Cummins are going to be the front line of their bowling attack. The one area that Australia are not settled on, and probably the weakest they've been for many years, is their batting lineup. You know, there's a lot of holes in their batting. There's a lot of unknown in their batting, which is very unusual for the Australian team. England's batting settled. We know what we're going to get for the England team. We've got some very, very good players in that batting order. We know we've got the runs. Joe Root, we hope he has a brilliant series to show people how good a player he is, but he will be the bedrock for England batting. It's just our bowling. The only other thing we haven't got, they've got Nathan Lyon as a spinner who can bowl good overs, and he gets good over bounce on the hard Australian pitches. He allows their seamers to have decent rests because he bowls contains in the first innings, attacks in the second innings. England haven't got that high quality frontline spinner. And that's the only area of weakness that I think England have got going into this Ashes. Batting outstanding. If the bowlers are fit, we've definitely got the bowling battery to go and beat them. The only grey area for me is the spin bowling area.
Yeah, Paul, we can't wait. Thank you very, very much, Paul.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you. Interesting. The Ashes is a bit special. Right, let's look ahead to the next hour of the show with Benchmark, and that's part of Travis Perkins.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Benchmark's Kitchens and Joinery. Get trade prices on kitchens to suit all styles and budgets at Benchmark's.
OK, Villa fans, listen up. Gabby will be dissecting your dismal start to the season. 03717 223344. Get involved with the show. Why is it all going wrong? Will Harvey Elliott be the answer you need? Let us know. And after City's back-to-back defeats, where does Pep go from here? Well, his great friend and mentor, Neil Warnock, will be with us to explain why City seem to be struggling. And they're not the same. What is wrong there? Neil Warnock. Neil, what do you reckon?
Oh, what a load of rubbish that is.
Oh, don't say that, Neil. 8:45.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. With 250 hire branches nationwide, it's easy to hire at Travis Perkins.
coming up 10 minutes to 9 o'clock on the Sports Breakfast. Gabby's with me now. It's time for some magic with a bit of Shazam, a bit of this.
Got an issue? Why can't you see? All you need is some help from me. Give my lamp a rub. 1, 2, 3. I'm the Gabby Genie.
Oh yes, it's Gabby's brand new feature, Genie Gabby. Can't
That was
wait.
painful, wasn't it?
I can't wait for this. As we all know, every good genie can grant 3 wishes with a magic rub of the lamp. And Genie Gab is no different, and it's a striker special today. So get out your lamp. Get your lamp out, Gab.
Oh, Ed, don't.
And you can rub your lamp.
Honestly, Ed, stop.
Come on then, Gab. What we got? Ed, that sounds like it sounds like the Tin Man from The Wizard of Oz. You know, he's not moving. Give him a bit of oil. That's better. Right, Gab, what we got?
I think Sesko for me, Al. Shesko, however you want to pronounce his name.
What's happened to my volume here? Dear.
Can't you hear it?
No, too loud.
Shesko, Alan. Arsenal were after him early on in the window. Newcastle wanted him. He chose Manchester United. I think taking penalty number 10 in that penalty shootout.
Yeah, but I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, I feel like taking that penalty at number 10, last penalty taker before the goalkeeper. Everyone had the same reaction. What does that say about your star striker? Even during the game against Grimsby, he didn't look like he was confident. He was snatching at chances. I don't want to write him off after 3-4 games. He maybe needs 3 or 4 90 minutes. He needs time to get used to his teammates.
Yeah.
But at the moment, he's not looking like the answer for Manchester United, but we might look in 5 or 6 games and he's got his first goal and he's got his confidence up, but he might be one that you have to look and give time to, Al.
Yeah. I think
it's difficult.
I don't think he's going to be prolific.
No.
I think he'll get goals because his height and his presence, but I think he's a good player. But
He wasn't prolific at Leipzig.
No, and I don't think
his whole
he will
career
be.
he hasn't been.
I don't think he will be.
And if Manchester United aren't getting him the right service, not getting a cross into the box, and he's obviously not going to score the goals, but the manager needs to play him.
Once again, who's bought him? The more I'm thinking about this, the more I'm thinking about director of football. Who's buying these
But the
players?
problem is, Al, Manchester United wanted Liam Delap. He chose Chelsea. There's not many number 9s out there. They wanted Gyökeres. He chose Arsenal. You know, it was
we're going to talk about him in a moment.
Yeah, Osimhen went to Galatasaray, probably offered him a bigger package. So there wasn't much to choose out of. Hoyland, you know, was dreadful, let's be honest. His time at Manchester United, gone to Napoli now. Will probably go and score loads of goals there. But I'm looking at Shesko and I'm looking, he needs a lot more time.
Okay, right. So he needs more time. We're not writing him off, but he needs more time. Will he be prolific? Probably not. Now, what about our next guy? This is Victor Gyökeres.
Gyökeres against Ederson. Surely this will be 3 points if it's converted. And it's into the bottom corner of the net. Underneath Ederson, Gyökeres scores his hat-trick.
So Victor is headed to you, Genie Gab. He's also asked you to grant him 20 Premier League goals this season. Are you granting him this wish?
Gyökeres.
20.
I watched him against Manchester United. Got bullied by De Ligt. Found it difficult in the channels. Found it difficult to hold the ball up. I watched him against Leeds United, who have championship-level defenders, and he looked very good. You know, he scored his first goal by cutting in off that left-hand side. But I look at that goal and I say, that doesn't happen against Premier League defenders. How easy it was, because he's not the quickest. Then he scores the penalty. Obviously, great finish from the penalty. But I watched him on the weekend against Liverpool again. Konate, Van Dijk, found it very easy to get the ball off him.
Konate was good, let's give him credit.
Yeah, he was.
Struggled.
But Gyökeres out, whenever the ball was played up to him, whenever he tried to run the channel, they ate him. They ate him alive, and he didn't look strong enough. Hasn't got that yard of pace for me.
Correct.
That I'm looking that you need in the Premier League. Will he score goals? Yes, he
20
will.
goals?
I think in all competitions, there's no reason why he can't get 15, 20 goals. But I look at him, and will he be the difference in those big games? where you're playing in the knockout stage of the Champions League? I'm not sure.
We're asking him, let's be honest here. Is he the final piece in the jigsaw to win Arsenal the Premier League?
Maybe not, though. Maybe the way they were playing before.
I'm not sure they are now.
Exactly, and I just look at that extra yard that you need, Al, like a top striker, Ekitike, Isak.
I like him, but
Ireland have got that extra yard of pace. And I look at Gyökeres and I'm looking, it's looking very difficult at the moment, but it's still early on. Maybe he's not up to match fitness.
Ekitike, for me, is better than the two we've spoken about
100%. 100%.
So what about Visa forced his way out of Brentford and got what he wanted and moved to North East. He's come to you, Jeannie Gabb, and asked you to grant him the wish of being as successful as Alexander Isak. Now, it's going to be difficult to be that good at Newcastle, but this guy, he's decent. Are you granting him that wish? Can he be a superstar up there?
I really like him. Last season, Wisa, Sade, and also Mbumo were very prolific in that forward line. I look at Mbumo got 20 league goals. Wissa got 19 Premier League goals, Alan. Will he play every game? No, he won't. But will he get a lot of game time in the two domestic cups, in the Champions League and the Premier League? Yes, he's got a fight for his place. Maybe in some games with the new German international, Voltemade. He's a very good striker as well. But what Wissa will offer you, Al, he will run those channels. He's fox in the box. You know, some strikers you look at where they're on the toes in the box. He's not. He's there for the rebounds. And he's a very, very good player. And I think Eddie Howe has replaced Isak and Wilson with two very, very good strikers.
What I'm saying about the strikers have been bought at the moment, or the guys up there, they are up there. We're talking height. They're like 6'4".
Yeah, Wissa's not. Wissa's not. He's smaller, but he's a menace, Al. You know, the goals he scored last season, he can run in behind, he can come and play and link up play. And the way he fought to get this move, yes, Brentford fans won't like it, but I'm sure Newcastle fans will say he really wanted to join our club. And I'm sure he will get the game time and he will score plenty of goals.
Gab, goal scoring, I always thought you were sort of inside, forward, left.
Yeah, I wasn't a goal scorer.
What was your highest total?
In the Premier League, I scored 13, my highest total, but the second half of my career, I was on the left wing.
Yeah,
in a team where you're defending a lot, so you're not like in an attacking team where you're playing off the left. But I didn't have that edge in front of goal. Al, you know, some strikers where he bounces off the keeper, they're there for a tap in. Someone like Darren Bent was very good at that. He had it, I didn't. Maybe I've been on my toes a little bit. But these strikers we're talking about, Gyökeres, Šeško, they've been brought in to score those goals that Højlund was missing last season. You know, Højlund was getting chances created for him, but missing sitters. He was going through 1v1 and he was smashing it at the keeper when he just got to guide it. Gyökeres as well scored plenty of goals for Sporting Lisbon. But now, can you go to Arsenal? Can you show up in the big games? Because so far he hasn't. Man United away and Liverpool away.
I got 28 one year, which is good.
Oh, of course it is.
I didn't play every game, so I could have got.
Well, did you get to stay in and around the box, or did you have to run the channels as well?
I ran the channels. Yeah, no, I wasn't a centre forward. I was an inside forward.
So you do it all.
Yeah, well, yeah. I try and play off Paul Mariner. Do you know what I mean? You know, I try. We had a unique system at Ipswich in those days. You know, we had no wide players. As in wingers. There was me and Mariner. Mariner was the main striker. I would play off him. I'd come short, not on, peel out, leave the space for him into feet and vice versa. I'd always try and be 20, 22 yards, no more, away from him. And if one of us got dragged wide, Eric Gates, who sat in that hole, would move up along with the striker. And if they got split up, Johnny Watt would come through the middle.
What was you like attacking crosses?
Me? Yeah. No.
Didn't like it?
No, I wasn't a good header of the ball. Mariner was brilliant. John Watt was brilliant.
Really?
No, mine was all...
Size of your head off.
No. Mine was all...
Always on your feet, yeah?
Yeah. No, I'd always score with my head.
Everyone who I see, they're like, Alan was a good player, you know, Gab. I'm like, really? Like, yeah, you had a bit, didn't you, mate? Fair play.
No, if you look at my goal record anywhere, it was all right.
Man United?
All right.
Was anywhere?
It? Yes. Get your stats out. I'll show you. 2 minutes to 9, cheeky bug.
Ruben Loftus-Cheek was at his mum's house when he got the text from the England camp. It's been a long time coming for the AC Milan midfielder. A string of injuries sparked a 7-year absence from the England camp.
A lot of that period was tough mentally for my head, you know, with the injury and trying to come back and feel good again. And after that, I'd say after about a year and a half, 2 years, I felt myself again.
England's World Cup qualifier against Andorra is live on Saturday afternoon here on talkSPORT. So too is the trip to Serbia on Tuesday night. Now, Alexander Isak is in great spirits ahead of Sweden's World Cup qualifier against Slovenia. That's according to Jon Dahl Tomasson, who says he'll treat the British record transfer with care.
So is he able to play 90 minutes? Of course not. Are we going to do stupid things? No, we are not going to do any stupid things with him. So we have a plan, but he's smiling and he's happy to be here.
Never mind Kevin De Bruyne and Luka Modric moving to Serie A this summer. It's all about an Englishman knocking on the door of 40. That's according to Italian football expert Daniele Fischella, whose fantasy football WhatsApp groups are abuzz.
There's only one name that is circulating since a couple of weeks, and that's Jamie Vardy. Everyone wants Jamie Vardy. It's really almost a marquee signing that has overshadowed the other signings that come to Italy, from De Bruyne to Modric this summer. And you must say, I mean, Cremonese are really pulling all the strings. We've seen the pictures earlier of Vardy next to a violin. So they've made already a new nickname, Stradivardi.
Novak Djokovic says he's got a couple of days to get his body ready to face Carlos Alcaraz on Friday in the US Open. How does he feel about the fact that everyone in New York is expecting another Alcaraz versus Sinner final?
We don't need to spend words about two of them. You know, we know that they're two best players in the world. Everybody's probably expecting and anticipating the finals between two of them. I'm going to try to mess up the plans of most of the people, and let's see.
And minimum salary requirements have now been introduced in the top 2 tiers of women's football. That's part of a series of reforms being implemented by the new governing body. All your latest is at talksport.com.
Good morning, 5 minutes after 9 o'clock. The Irish Open, is that live? Rory 2 under? Probably.
Yes, it is.
At the beautiful K Club.
Lovely.
Fantastic. This is talkSPORT Breakfast with me, Alan Brazil, Gabby Agbonlahor, Arnold Clark. Get the UK's best used car deals guaranteed. Still to come before 9 o'clock. Before 10, try. talkSPORT has been investigating the excitement and potential pitfalls of being an up-and-coming star in football. Gabby knows all about it. We're going to be joined by his first Villa boss, David O'Leary, who'll tell us just how much potential the man alongside me had as a teenager. You just checked out my goal record, and you're very surprised, aren't you? There you go.
There weren't offsides back then, was there?
Pardon?
Was there offsides?
Of course there was bloody offsides.
Was there?
Yeah.
Okay.
And why one sub as well. Oh, sorry, I've got a little twinge in my hamstring. Get me off. There was one sub.
Play for it,
yeah. And why James Milner, who he gave a debut to, is still scoring Premier goals
Here we go.
2025. See, there's a man who's looked after himself, Gabby. He wasn't down the old Bel Air club. Now, though, it's been a miserable start to the campaign for Gabby's Villa.
Long throw into the penalty area from Jepson Lerma. Jumping is Lacroix with the flick. Sarr hits it in for 3. Crystal Palace are doing it to Aston Villa again.
I was actually glad that Crystal Palace won in the Europa League because I thought to myself, we might lose to them in the final.
Well, who knows how far Palace will go, as you say, in the Conference League.
I know,
Gabby,
thank God they're not in the Europa League because I'm sure they'd love to play us in the final, Joe.
Still not scored this season, Aston Villa. Just a point from 3 games for them.
Gabby, who would you go for? I'm going to ask both of you. I just...
There goes my phone. Never mind.
It doesn't have a case.
There you go, Gabby. So
no coffees for them anymore.
He's broken a few records in his time, but more phones than records at Villa Park. Just the 1 point in the opening day against Newcastle, followed by defeats to Brentford and Palace. I don't understand it. I mean, you know, Villa last season was really exciting. Saying that, it's early doors. A relative positive transfer deadline day, though, followed with the loan additions of Jadon Sancho. Jury's out. Harvey Elliott, plus former Manchester United defender Lindelof on a free. Now, one of last season's stars, Morgan Rogers, has retained his place in Tuchel's England squad. He sat down with talkSPORT's England correspondent Faye Carruthers yesterday and told us how much he's looking forward to playing with Sancho and Elliott.
Yeah, obviously knowing them two both, Harvey pretty well, obviously playing in the earlier age groups. I think it's just exciting, especially to play with English players that have also got something to prove in the sense of, I'm sure they want to be in the England squad as well, and being playing with them in the club level, I think we just help not only Villa but help themselves, because I think the environment of our group and our club is really good, and yeah, it's a really enjoyable place to be. So I'm looking forward to getting back and playing with them too, especially. Yeah.
What do they bring to Aston Villa?
I think creativity from both of them. I think they play with a freedom, play with a free will kind of thing, and they get fans off their seats, and ultimately that's exciting, especially me as an attacker, to play with players that do that as well. It's just, yeah, it would just be really nice to play with, and hopefully it connects, and it works well.
Harvey Elliott, interesting
yes.
player. Busy little player, isn't he?
Yeah.
But clearly, you know, Arnie's like, do I need him? I've got enough in midfield, we'll let him go.
Yeah, I think we look at, off that right-hand side, he's only going to come and help when maybe Salah's injured. Obviously, Salah's going to the AFCON, but his game time hours not been enough. Only 18 Premier League appearances last season. He got 5 appearances in the Champions League. He's 22 years of age. It becomes a time in your career, Al, where you want to be training through the week to go and be rewarded in starting games on a Saturday. And sometimes, yes, you're winning the big trophies at a club, but when you're a bit part player, you want to go to a club and be, okay, I'm going to be the number 1 in my position at that club. And I think you will at Aston Villa off that right-hand side, or as a number 10. I think he's come to Aston Villa to play games, and I think if he plays a certain amount of games, it becomes Aston Villa have to buy him in the summer. I think it's for 35 million next summer, and he comes on a permanent transfer. But I really like him.
35 million enough? Or too much?
No, I think it's about right. I mean, he's been outstanding in the Euros for the England under 21s. I think he's won 2 of them in a row. Was outstanding in this summer's competition, but he's coming to a club where, you know, he's got Morgan Rogers, he's got Watkins, he's got Konsa, he's got players that have been through the England setup, 3 players that are in the England squad at the moment. He'll be looking and saying, why can't I get a call up by Thomas Tuchel? If I have a really good season, why can't I go to the World Cup? So he's going to come to Aston Villa hungry to improve, and I'm glad we chose to get him rather than Asensio, who's 29, you know, who maybe isn't as hungry. You want players that want to come to a club and want to impress a manager, and that's what I think we'll get out of Harvey Elliott.
Sancho, I'm not sure you're a lover of Sancho.
Yeah, listen, I want him to do well, but it hasn't worked for him since his early time at Dortmund. Manchester United, like I said earlier, only 12 goals, 6 assists in 83 games. Chelsea, 5 goals in 41 games. Some games he looked outstanding. He'd score a screamer. Next game, he's passing the ball back. He's not getting at his fullback. He's doing the easy option. Aston Villa fans will want to see Jadon Sancho every game, pressing, working hard, getting on the ball, making things happen.
Pressing, working hard, is that his game, though?
It has to be, though, Al. It really has to be. That's the minimum, because that's what Jacob Ramsey was doing at Aston Villa before his move. He didn't get the goals that he would have wanted to, Jacob, but he put, you know what I mean? He put in a graft of a performance. He worked hard. So Sancho's got to come into the team because, like I said earlier, he's out of contract in the summer. I think Manchester United have got an extension, if they want, of a year. So if he doesn't perform this year, Sancho, where's he going to go for his next move? What sort of contract is he going to earn?
So, got lack of goals. What about Ollie? Will Ollie come good with the right service?
He'll come good every season. Last season, 16 Premier League goals. He guarantees on average 15 Premier League goals a season. I think he'll get the same this season. And sometimes, Al, you might have a stage in the season where, you get to December and then you're going through a bad run of results. Aston Villa has started at the start of the season. Once Elliott gets used to his teammates and he's turning in space off that right-hand side or a number 10 position and feeding Watkins through, that's who he needs, Ollie. He needs a number 10 who's going to look forward and then play them hard passes, not the safe passes. I think Aston Villa will be fine. Lindelof has come in as well, Al as cover. He'll be cover for Konsa, Torres and Mings. And Kamara, Onana were injured for the weekend. They'll be back in.
Martinez staying.
Yeah, Martinez is staying. Villa fans don't know the full story with what happened with Emi Martinez. Did he want to leave? Did the club want him to leave? No one knows the truth. So because of that reason, Aston Villa fans will have him back on board. They will still chant his name. I think Aston Villa will be fine. Just the next 2 games, I think it's Everton away and Sunderland away. So they need to get at least 4 points out of those 2 games to start pushing up that table.
Okay, still to come, we're going to talk to David O'Leary and Neil Warnock as well, just around 9:30. Right, it's coming up to 9:30 on talkSPORT. If you want to give us a call, 03717 223344. That's the lines. Villa fans, give us a call. Look, it's been a poor start to the season, hasn't it? What does Keith think, first of all? Keith's a Villa fan. Keith, morning.
Good morning, Keith.
Yes, hello. Morning. Villa have just played the worst 10 minutes in their 150-year history. In the last game against Palace, they passed the ball back and square 40 times in 10 minutes. I think the manager has just scared them to try anything, to be bold, to be attacking. It's possession. They had Matty Cash playing, who passed the ball back every time he received it. And when he did the throw-ins, he passed it back again. Last season, they had Digne playing, who in 3 games passed the ball back and square 10 times, 11 times and 12 times in 45 minutes. In the next game, he played against Ipswich, and he passed the ball back and square 17 times. I think Villa are the only team last season to have only taken 2 points from Ipswich, who got relegated. If we'd have got the wins against Ipswich, Mr. Emery would have got into Europe, but he didn't do it. So it's very disappointing. I don't understand Emery with his attitude and decisions about substitutes and the squad. He's got the biggest and best squad Villa have probably ever had. And I don't think that you play the same team every time and you leave Premier Division players on the sideline and then bringing on players on 85 minutes. You make changes before the game, you make changes during the game, you involve the squad. Man City used to do that. This business of always playing your best side, that's all right if you've only got 15 Premier Division players.
Oh, we lost Keith there. Right, we'll come back to what Keith had to say there. Very disappointing, Keith, in the Villa so far. Right, coming up, so with the likes of Max Dowman and Rui Ingamoa lighting up the Premier League, how can you make sure wonder kids turn into, superstars? We'll discuss that next with former wonder kid turned superstar in the clubbing scene, in the clubs in Vegas. Gabby Agbonlahor coming next. 9:21, the talkSPORT breakfast with Gabby last night. talkSPORT brought you a special on how you make sure wonder kids turn into great players, superstars. You got the likes of Max Derman and Rio Ingamoa at the moment lighting up the Premier League at a very, very young age. But how do you make sure they turn into superstars? Gabby, you were a bit of a wonder kid.
I wasn't.
Tell me you were. How do we make sure players like you reach their potential rather than go off the rails to Bel Air Club in Vegas? And...
Do you know what Martin O'Neill done well? And it's different now. They can't do it. Martin O'Neill, Al. When I was 19 and I got into the first team, David O'Leary, I made my debut on there, and David O'Leary left at the end of that season. From probably 19 till 23, 24, every 6 months, I was probably signing new contracts. So you were getting a little bit more money, and you were getting incentives of like 40 Premier League starts, and you get a new deal. Another 40 Premier League starts, and you get a new deal. You wasn't getting it all too early. Maybe some of the players now are. So that's how you keep young players with incentives of wanting to do.
But it's a bit different now.
You can't do it now.
No, because people just say, "Really? Well, let's talk to me." You know,
I'll go somewhere else.
These kids will get agents.
Of course.
Well, if you don't want them, they do.
But whenever I went into meetings with Martin and my agent, it was you'll get the bigger money, but you've got to put in the appearances. You're not getting it too early. And you've done that with a lot of players, which was good. But like you says, now you try to do it with some of these young players. Okay, I'll go and get the big money somewhere else. That's the problem.
Okay, let's get a little bit more on the Villa and the current struggles. Cross over to a man who knows a thing or two about managing the Villa. The game has changed, we know that. Let's say a very good morning to David O'Leary. David, a very good morning, David.
Gabby, good morning. Al, good morning. Hope you're all well and the show's going well so far.
Thank you,
David,
mate.
It's a difficult time. It's totally different when we played, isn't it? You know, you were...
Yeah.
You were tied to that club and you were desperate to play, get a shot in the first team and stay in there. You know, new contracts, money didn't really come into it, did it, when you were young? Nowadays, I don't know what things agents put in these young kids' ears. The demands now are incredible and they get a little taste of it and suddenly, you know, they're superstars and, you got to put them on a 7-year contract now. It's all changed, David. It's difficult if you're young now.
Al, the money's, it's all about the money's has just got, you know, ridiculous. Agents have got ridiculous amount of power, plus they've got a great hold on these players. And you get a young lad that's burst on the scene. You know, as you say, I was listening to Gabby and he was quite right. He was talking about incentivize people, keep them getting hungry to achieve another goal. That's not possible now because the agents say, if you're not going to give us the contract we dream about, we'll take him somewhere else, even at a young age. And that's but the other part is, young kid bursts on the scene. He's rewarded with a great. Can they kick on in that way? You'll see young lads that do burst on. Potentially they look great, but you look back at times and do they go to the next level? And a lot of them don't. So you hope the ones that you really are rewarding, that they keep that hunger. Plus, I think, Al, I think if a good mum and dad, that's a great help as well going forward. Honestly, I think, you know, you look at Saka at Arsenal. Yeah. What a great lad. But you know why? You meet his mum and dad and what great people they are. So he has a great chance, and that's what you need. I think so important.
I think as well, David, that you're spot on there. I was going to say that myself when you said it about the parents and the family around the player as well, and. Sometimes as well, it's the player, isn't it? Like you talk about Saka. You know what? Yeah, I want to be starting for Arsenal. Okay, starting for Arsenal.
Gabby,
I want to win something at Arsenal. I want to go and win something for my country. What's your goals as a player?
Yeah, definitely. But look, you know, remember Roy Aitken myself before we got to Saka Villa. We'd see you training with the youth side, and we were desperate for players to make us better. We weren't going to get the money out of Doug, God bless him, because he was trying to sell the club.
Yeah.
And we seen a young lad. We thought he'd benefit, let him come over and train with us and see how he could cope. We believed that he could handle that, and he'd be, instead of go in a shell, he'd embrace it and enjoy it and want to show them. And when we brought you across, I think you wanted to show those senior players that you could stay with their company, and that's the type of young lad you want. And that way, we started the process with you. And we're sorry that we never stayed with you, in other words. But as I say, we could see a hunger in you, and that's what you need.
David, David, I wanted to be I remember looking at the first team when I was in the academy and like, whoa, look at them. Look at the standard of training. Wow.
Yeah.
When we're filling up the Lucozade bottles and bringing them over and the balls and then you're looking at the car park and you're like, I'm just driving and I'm going to park my car in the corner away from these first team players because I'm ashamed of my car. And yes, you wanted...
I used to get the bus.
No, but David, but you wanted to definitely play football. You wanted to go and play at the top or whatever. But also, you're not going to lie. I'm not going to sit here and lie. I wanted the financial rewards. I wanted to do well so I could get a new contract and get more money.
But do you know, Gabby, it's nothing wrong with getting the rewards. It's when you get the rewards that you don't sit on those rewards. That it doesn't take the hunger out of you. You want to be successful. You want to win things. The great teams, the great players, the ones that want to win and then win again and win again. And I've seen too many across the board that they've burst on the scene, been well rewarded, and they think, oh, that's enough. And that where there's so much more to go. And the great ones and the really good ones are the ones that want to go again and again.
David, nowadays, I don't know how you would cope now, sporting directors. I know there was a go-between in the Arsenal days. I talked to Ray Parlour a lot about it. David Dean was great between the players and the board. But these sporting directors now, poor Eddie Howe, what he's gone through with Isak lately. He's just saying, look, it's nothing to do with me. I have to just get on with have harmony in my squad. We've got another big game coming up. That can't be good for football. Who are these people who are spending all these multi-millions of pounds and it's not working? You look at United, look how much they've spent and what they've got for it. It's diabolical.
Al, you look at Man United. Imagine if they'd bought, for all the money and the waste there, imagine if they'd bought just Declan Rice and Harry Kane. What an improvement even those two players would have made to them in that way from all what they bought. And when you look then of what they're selling players off, or writing off 60 million on that player, writing off 40 million in a matter of a couple of years, there's only football that does that type of thing. It's unbelievable that the money that is wasted. It's just absolutely frightening. You say about the directors of football, Al, I think it's the way the game is. I think a director of football, a good one, is one that can help the manager by saying, if I need, and I'm after an Alan Brazil or something else, you go and show me a few candidates, show me them, and as long as you can pick the player. I think the trouble starts is if this fella behind the scenes, director of football, is the one that's signing players and you're the one who has to play him and you're the one that's taking the stick for it. That's not right, and that won't work.
No.
As a manager, you want to take the stick and, I signed him, so I'll take it, not someone else.
Yeah. And I think the director of football, Gabby, can be great because in my day, I'd be training afternoons, be trying to catch a flight to go to Belgium or go somewhere, watch this player. The manager now the managers now, even our coaches, have got it easier. They don't go to away matches really, or watch, drive down the mall middle of the night. They've got people doing that for them. They can watch fellas dissect the game, make a presentation on a 15-minute tape, and everything like that is taken away from them so they can concentrate. And it's the same with, I think, a good director of football. I want a centre forward, I want a full back, I want a centre back. Present me with a few people and then let me choose who I want. And if the choice is yours and it doesn't turn out, then you're the one who deserves to take the stick for. What you don't deserve is that you're being given people that you don't want to have to play. Now, you mentioned Newcastle. To me, it looked Eddie needing a lot of help. There was so much going on at Newcastle, and he seemed to be doing it all. Plus,
absolutely, yeah.
Plus, he had the Isaac thing that was always brewing, that he was wanting to go, get away. And to me, it always looked like he was going to get away. And Eddie was left to do it all, do the coaching, do all behind the stuff, which the director of football, a good one, takes that away from you.
David, I've got to break, but just a quickie. Leeds start and Arsenal start. Arsenal, for me, now Liverpool have got Isak, you think, oh God, that could seal it. But Arsenal have got to go close again. And Leeds have started okay, yeah?
Yeah, I was at the game on Sunday, Al. Two of the best teams in the country. I remember saying to the chief executive going up, what's going to win this game is either a mistake or a wonder goal. And that's what happened. Yeah. That's what was on it. I think that the two teams, I think Liverpool have bought really well. I do, though, think, Al, that for all the players they brought in, Richard Hughes is, to me, he's one of the best at his job and the way they've recruited. But I still think if they were to lose Van Dijk, I think losing Gay in those last few hours, that could be a big thing. Because if anything, I see Liverpool vulnerability, not because of they've got bad players there, but I think they're short of one player, and he'd have been an absolutely fantastic player. And if they were to lose a Van Dijk or Konate, there's not much for them to back up there. And I think that could be a big blow to them, massive blow without them coming out and saying it,
Yeah, nice
and Leeds itself, Al. Leeds have got to be an ugly team that nobody likes to play, and their goal is to stay up this season.
Especially Ellen Road, yeah.
They've done that against Newcastle, didn't they? They made it an ugly game, a tough game.
It wasn't a great game to watch. I was trying hard to stay with it all the time, but that's the type of thing they've got to grind out results, and maybe the hammering they got at Arsenal the week before calms people down and think, look, we're not what we are. This is where we've got to try and go to. Yeah, and it's going to be tough. And they haven't got to worry about the big Arsenal games. They've got to win the West Ham games, the Brighton's games, the Brentford games at home particularly.
Etc. Burnley, the teams down there. Absolutely. David, look, I've got to break.
David,
thank you very much, David. Thank you.
Gabby, take care. Might see you down the road someday.
Yes.
Brilliant.
Thank you, David.
The game has changed, there's no doubt about it. A man who's seen big changes in football coming up next as well, Neil Warnock, to join us.
Ruben Loftus-Cheek was at his mum's house when he got the text from the England camp. It's been a long time coming for the AC Milan midfielder. A string of injuries sparked a 7-year absence from the England camp.
A lot of that period was tough mentally for my head, you know, with the injury and trying to come back and feel good again. And after that, after about a year and a half, 2 years, I felt myself again.
England's World Cup qualifier against Andorra is live on Saturday afternoon here on talkSPORT. So too is the trip to Serbia on Tuesday night. Now, Alexander Isak is in great spirits ahead of Sweden's World Cup qualifier against Slovenia. That's according to Jon Dahl Tomasson, who says he'll treat the British record transfer with care.
So is he able to play 90 minutes? Of course not. Are we going to do stupid things? No, we are not going to do any stupid things with him. So we have a plan, but he's smiling and he's happy to be here.
Novak Djokovic says he's got a couple of days to get his body ready to face Carlos Alcaraz on Friday in the US Open. How does he feel about the fact that everyone in New York is expecting another Alcaraz versus Sinner final?
We don't need to spend words about two of them. You know, we know that they're two best players in the world. Everybody's probably expecting and anticipating the finals between two of them. I'm going to try to mess up the plans of most of the people, and let's see.
All your latest is at talksport.com.
Okay, 22 minutes to 10 o'clock. This is talkSPORT Breakfast with me, Alan Brazil Gabby and Arnold Clark. Get £750 off any used electric car or home charger. Now, the newest addition to Thomas Tuchel's England squad is Spurs defender Jed Spence, who's found his feet after a tough first couple of years over in North London. Jed wasn't fancied at all by Antonio Conte, but shined under Ange when given the chance. He started all 4 of Frank's games at left fullback. Delighted to say John is now a man who worked with Spence as a teenager and believe gave him some home truths that may have stood him in good stead for his success today. It's a very, very good morning, Neil Warnock.
Good morning, Neil.
Hi, morning, Gabby. Morning, Al. Yes,
Neil, he's done well now, hasn't he, Jed? He's got some pace, he gets up and back, he's a crowd favourite now, so you'd be delighted for him.
He could run all day. I read about it, you know, and it's nobody's ever doubted his ability. His ability is fantastic. He's got legs, can go, like you say, he's quick, he can go past people. He's not bad on 1v1 defending. That's never been a doubt. His ability. I never doubted him on the field. It was always off the field.
In what way, Neil? What do you mean off the field?
Well, it's not. I don't think it's
right.
It's not right to go into everything, but his attitude wasn't right for me up there. Certain things off the field happened which I didn't enjoy, and I spoke to him about it, you know, a couple of times. But I don't think he was for changing. And I think he just thought I was probably barking up the tree and what have you. But he went on. I mean, you can't say that Daniel Farke and Conte and myself were all wrong. I think it was just a matter of, I said to him, he's got to look in the mirror. He ought to go home and look in the mirror, because he can't carry on doing things that he did off the field. He's got to concentrate on the field at what he's good at. And he went to Forest and did well. He didn't do so well at Tottenham. I know Conte didn't play him much, but I was talking to Nick Montgomery, who was with Ange, and he said that last year, he said his attitude wasn't very good. He said, but he came back last year, summer, and he was superb in training. He said he just looked like a changed lad, and he looked like he'd matured a little bit, and he got his chance when they had a few injuries. You know, I think it was Destiny Udogie, or whatever they call him, Udogie, who got injured, and he played him at left back, and he never looked back after that. Yeah. So, and his ability's never been in doubt, Alan.
Yeah. He's still a young lad, isn't he, Neil? Sometimes you need to learn from mistakes that you've made, and he's growing as a man, and he's taken his chance. So
I think what you've got to do, though, no disrespect, Gabby, I think you've got to be a little bit more humble than what he was.
Okay.
And, I mean, it was in the COVID time when I had him. So, and one or two things in the local area which I wasn't happy about and what have you. But, like I say, you've all got to learn. And what Nick Montgomery told me about him last year was, that's the reason he's got in the team. Because he's letting his ability do his talking and not his cigars.
Yeah, well, he's got a great chance now, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Neil, what do you make of the Premier at the moment? I look at the Arsenal Liverpool. It wasn't a classic by any means, but I think it's going to be close. But then Liverpool get that deal with Isak over the line late on, and that could be the difference.
Well, I think it will be in everybody's eyes. You look at Liverpool and all the top teams seem to get a win somehow when they're not playing. I mean, how they beat Newcastle, I'll never know.
Yeah,
and they come up with a bloody goal like that at the end and win. And I could have cried for poor old Eddie Howe that day because they didn't deserve to beat them. And then they go and score a goal like that. I mean, it's an unbelievable goal against Arsenal, isn't it?
No follow through, Neil. Have you noticed that? They jabbed the ball.
Do you know, Alan, I had one of my first clubs, Notts County, I had Tommy Johnson. Can you remember him who played for Scotland?
Yes.
Tommy never had a back lift.
Yeah.
So you never knew he were going to shoot. And he used to score from outside box. And goalie looked slow going down, but they didn't expect it. And he was the same. And, the free kick was fantastic. It does look like it's Liverpool to lose now, isn't it? And then you look at the rest of them. I spoke to Pep last week. He came to my show at Manchester,
yes.
And I'm really pleased he's got that goalie, Donnarumma,
yes.
I think they call him, don't they? Because I'm not so sure it's not a bad thing that he's not great playing out from the back, because I don't think they play early enough at times. And Haaland, you've got to. Sometimes he's on to knock it early and they pass it 20 times. And I listened to the show earlier and everybody's doing it now. They're doing it non-league level. They're doing it in the lower divisions. There were one stage I was watching a game and they were losing 1-0 in 88th minute, Alan.
Still
they
playing
had
it sideways.
Free kick on halfway line and they pass it back to the centre half, to the other centre half, to the full-back, back to the goalie, and he kicks it not as far as where the free kick was.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
And I'm thinking, but they're losing 1-0.
Yeah.
Neil, we done it in 2013-14. Paul Lambert, I think he went to watch Pep at Bayern Munich. Come back, we had all these lines on the training pitch.
Yeah.
And within 5 or 6 games, the Villa fans at Villa Park were going crazy. Me, Benteke and Anders Weimann were up front just standing there because they were going right back, centre back,
Nightmare,
left
innit,
back,
for
and back
strikers.
and back and back.
Yeah.
So you're making runs to the right-hand side, doesn't come. Okay, make a run to the left-hand side, doesn't come. And before you knew it, was like, all right, we're not going to do that anymore. Let's get the ball to Benteke, play off him.
Do you know when I going back years, Alan, when I was at Notts County, we were accused of being a long ball merchants, but when you looked at Liverpool in them days with Rushy in them, they played longer balls than us. They played it quicker and earlier. It's just that because it was Liverpool, they never got cold.
Yeah.
So there's nothing wrong with doing that. It's almost people think it's a crime and they follow all the top knob. I mean, it'll go around again. It'll go where. I think this goalie at Man City will play a few more longer balls, and I think that'll help the team because you've just said it, you're a striker. You can't keep making your runs across. I mean, who's going to score the goal when you need crosses coming in to some of the strikers to score goals, don't they?
Look at Callum Wilson's goal. Like the movement was incredible, wasn't it, for his header against Nottingham Forest?
You can't coach that, can you?
Exactly, but he knows the ball's coming in, so he can make them runs.
Neil, what about you mentioned Pep City?
Yeah.
What's missing there? There's something missing. I can't put my finger on it. There's definitely something not right in that City.
I just think. I just think the centre half aren't not thinking enough, really. I mean, it's all right having all the possession, etc., but you've still got to defend. I mean, the winning goal, to say how quickly they just went through the team. I don't think there's enough communication on the centre halves. Rodri makes a difference, and you look at some of the forward play. I mean, I'm quite excited with the forward plays, but I think the goalkeeper will make such a difference. I do, honestly.
Yeah.
And that's what this lad does. And
How frustrating, though, for James Trafford, though, because he probably come back to Manchester City to be number one.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, it's tough, but you've got to think about the present, and I think that they needed this kind of goalkeeper. If I'm honest, Gab, I think they needed an experienced one. I was surprised when he come back, but I think at that time I don't think Pep thought there were too much wrong with the centre backs, but I think he's looked at the earlier games and this opportunity to sign this. I mean, this kid makes some saves, you know. He's a hell of a
unbelievable, mate.
I mean, he's bigger than he stands up and his head hits the crossbar, doesn't it, this lad? So he's got all the right attributes, and I think it'll turn the season round because he is determined. Pep, he's disappointed because he's not used to.
You can see it in his face. You know,
yeah,
he looks so frustrated that he's close, but not close enough at the moment.
No, and it gets to him that, you know. At least I give him a laugh the other night at the show, Alan. Hey, Alan, don't forget, and when that one at Palladium in September, 18th of September, it's a Thursday, so you could come to that.
I could do.
You won't be too late getting out of bed, will you?
No, I could.
You could go at half time if you want.
Neil, stay with us. I've just got a break for travel.
All right.
to say.
Yep. Right, Alan Brazil, Gabby and Neil Warnock's with us in a moment. We'll ask him what on earth is going on at both Sheffield clubs, and we'll talk Leeds United. But first, our biggest competition to date is now live. We're giving you the chance to win Oasis tickets. If that's not good enough, plus a whopping 25 grand. Yeah, 25,000. 2 lucky winners, not one, but 2 will win a pair of Oasis tickets when they return to Wembley on 27th of September this month. Plus, that's not all. Alongside the tickets, we're giving you a chance to win a whopping 25 grand. For all the details on how to enter this amazing competition, listen up right now.
18 plus, UK excluding Northern Ireland. For a chance to win, text the word Oasis to 83338 and you're in the draw. Text costs £2 plus 1 standard network rate message. You must have the bill payer's permission. Or you can enter for free by calling 0330 880 3338. All entries must be received by the 19th of September at 9 a.m. This is a talkSPORT limited promotion run on talkSPORT, Talk and Virgin Radio UK stations. Full terms and conditions at talksport.com.
Okay, there you go. Have a go at that. It's a great prize, $9.51. Just a quick one before we talk about Sheffield. Neil Warnock. Leeds. What about Leeds start, Neil? You happy? It looks as if Ellen Road's going to be a tough place to go and win.
Yes, I think they've done steady. I like Daniel Farke. I mean, he got criticised for his when he was at Norwich, when he went to Premier League.
Yes.
But they didn't give him any money, Alan. He had peanuts. So at least he's got a chance. And I think they made 1 or 2 good signings. 1 or 2 of the younger lads have had a couple of years more experience. And I think they've just got enough, they're not going to knock the door down, but I think they've got enough to stay up.
And Sunderland as well. They're having a go, aren't they?
Well, you need a bit of luck as well in the game, I think, and a couple of their results really could have gone the other way. But once again, the crowd at Sunderland, the crowd at Leeds,
yes,
they're vital. There's such a great atmosphere. They don't, they get behind the lads, and you know what the Geordies are like. Are the Geordies Sunderland fan? I know. Is that Newcastle?
No, the Mackhams.
Oh, the Mackhams. That's right.
Neil, what have you done?
Sorry about that. Well. Hey, listen, I'd do anything to get my Twitter thing going, don't
I? You just have, trust me. Neil, what about Sheffield, right? It's a great city for sport. Both clubs struggling, and United, your side of the city, really struggling.
Yeah, it was strange, really, because I didn't know how Ruben got the job, really. I didn't see him, I spoke to a couple of lads at Hull, and they were very surprised. So I don't really know, but I'm not sure he's doing the right things to try and keep the fans on. But you don't go and confront him like he did last week. And even though he must be frustrated, I mean, they bought some more players. I thought they might consider changing with the international break, but instead they bought some more players to give him a chance. So. Yeah. I mean, I think the lad from was it Tottenham, Tanganga?
Yes,
I think he's a decent player, and they've got some good players in the squad. So it's just when I watch the games, they haven't had a lot of method in it and excitement. I think you've got to have some excitement at Bramall Lane and Hillsborough's the same.
Do you think it's a case of maybe till next international break he's got maybe 3-4 games now, and if it doesn't change, then they'll be forced to make a change?
You can say that, Gabby, about every manager in the league. Really, you look around and they're all relieved if they keep the job after international break, aren't they? And then they go again, and it's all on results. I mean, that's the game that we're in.
Well, Neil, that brings me on to probably the worst Old Firm derby I've ever seen. That was absolute garbage.
Oh, wow.
If I'm honest, Alan, can I just say, I didn't watch second half.
Oh!
I didn't watch it second half.
Wow, Neil.
The first half, I thought, I can't watch this.
Yeah. It was shocking.
I go early.
If Rangers were the better team first half, then Celtic got better second. But there was no passion. There was no challenges. There was honestly, I spoke to Ali about it.
Yeah.
He said there's not enough Scots playing in an Old Firm derby.
Last year, end of last season, there weren't anything at stake with it last year. And I watched the game at the end of the season. And I think I was on some radio, and there wasn't, like you said, there wasn't a tackle in an Old Firm.
Yeah.
There wasn't somebody going in headed and following through. And I'm thinking, come on. And then this first half, well, I thought it was a practice game. I thought it were a practice game.
Celtic never had one shot on target first half. Not one.
I actually made plans, Neil, so that I was at home for like 12 to watch the game.
I know.
I planned my day, my morning, get up early, go for a walk, a coffee, and then you hear the music when Rangers come out, simply the best. You're like, okay, the adrenaline's going to be a tough game here. And I'm watching it, and I'm like, Celtic for the first time in a derby, they don't look like scoring.
No, I think that's been his problem. And I think when you look around, when the European games as well, they've struggled to get to get goals. And yet last year, wow, I thought that were as good a side as I've seen when I saw Celtic last year, Alan. The forward play, and have they lost many?
Kun left, didn't he? And Kyogo.
Yeah, they were two. And Maida up front, I don't know what's happened to him. I think he's got to shave his head and grow a tash again.
Yeah,
he's got to change. Something's wrong. It's not right.
But it's sad, isn't it, when because I think the old derby game, it just brings the memories of what it. I mean, when obviously I go and watch Rangers, and before the game when they start the singing and what, it must be the same at Celtic, Alan. You get hairs on back of your hand. You know, it's such an exciting. But when you look at the rubbish that turned out, it was. And I like Russell. I do like Russell. I just felt at Southampton that he should change. And I remember that funny story with playoff. You know when they got beat 5 at Leicester and they went to the final at Wembley, and they said to me after that when he got beat 5. What would you do if you were them? And they said, would you have him in? Would you have the players in the next day and go through it and train? I said, no, I'd take him for a Chinese restaurant, mate, and have a few drinks. And he did that. When they won at Wembley, he gave me a Chinese menu. He said, thanks. He said, thanks for that, Neil.
I don't know, Russell, but I think he should have done the same as Titanic. Should have stayed in Southampton.
Well, it's not. It wasn't his fault. That. I mean, look where they went when they got rid of him. What a carry on with that. I mean. Dear me, the manager they brought in, I thought was an embarrassment, mate.
He must be lonely at the moment, Russell, because everyone's on his back up there.
Yeah, he does, and